provider's got a complaint that we are cheating. How can he shoot both from ground level and from an aerial point of view at the same time? And suddenly the police came in and all got the card and match is over and it's completely blocking your view. So all photographers stopped shooting. But I kept on shooting.
You can't go to the toilet, you can't have your drink break, lunch break, nothing. You just have to concentrate on each ball.
How do you survive?
The player will stand out if you have a dark background. We're sitting here 45 degrees whole day without food, without water, just for that background.
I somehow managed and asked that photographer, you sit on the main position, I will take the risk and go on the other side. All of a sudden we saw Dhoni jumping in the air and the team all wrap up together and celebrations happen, and it all happened on my side. Next day, every Indian newspaper carried my images. It's full front pages, half pages, everywhere.
So we ran to our room, got our equipment, learned a big lesson that day in Chennai. Pura raat, lens was an AC air-conditioned room. Very rarely you get batsman's face and clean board at the same time. Big shot, clean board, his bat is like this, and हम दोनों
Great picture.
lens पकड़ के
साफ कर रहे हैं.
साफ कर रहे हैं. So keep your equipment in the washroom. We pretty much created in sports photography.
So, Arko and Aman, welcome to Expert Talk with Bhavya Desai. Firstly, of course, thank you. It just feels so great to have photographers like you who have truly influenced not just photography per se from one aspect, but also photography as a culture. And the reason I use the word culture is because I think India में cricket एक ऐसा sport है जो sport नहीं है अभी. Sport होने के अलावा it's literally a religion, it is culture, it has the capacity and the influence to change things. And आप जैसे दो धुरंधर जो इतने सारे मैचेस, इतने सारे आइकॉनिक पिक्चर्स आप लोग ने शूट किए हैं, तो पहले तो वेलकम. और दूसरा, आपके ही वर्ड्स में एक या दो लाइन में I would just like you guys to just tell our viewers as well that what is the body of work that you guys have done only from sports photography. Just for the viewers as well, I'll tell you, of course, Arko Datta, you might already know him, legendary photojournalist. But what most people don't know is that apart from being a legendary photojournalist, World Press Photo winner, XYZ, he's also a brilliant sports photographer. And Aman, he and Aman were actually the longest time you guys were rivals, working for different agencies, different sides of the coin. And now the first time you guys are sitting here, so it's going to be a very interesting conversation. But uske pehle, just in your words, what is the body of work only when it comes to cricket and sports photography?
As a young lad, I was an internee actually, not even a staff photographer. And I went with a senior photographer to cover India-West Indies match.
Right.
And I think he took a break or went somewhere. He gave me the camera and Richie Richardson was batting. Richie Richardson of West Indies.
Right.
And he had a sweep shot, and that was the first picture that got published of mine.
Got it.
So I know 1990.
This was in 91.
91. I don't remember the exact year.
Got it. And since that time, you've covered number of World Cups. You've covered obviously what all have you covered?
Much after that.
Okay.
Because I went to Calcutta and I was working in Telegraph.
Right.
I was not covering much of cricket then. I was covering a lot of football.
Okay.
Calcutta is a very football crazy city.
East Bengal, yeah.
So East Bengal, Mohan Bagan, and the environment was just like World Cup. Of course, the standard was not like World Cup.
Maybe even worse.
But what craze was, and what was Messi to the world, Baichung Bhutia was to Calcutta, and when he would appear on the ground, it was mesmerizing. The crowd would go crazy, the decibel, the environment was crazy. So I was covering a lot of football there. Then once I got into agencies, then it was again back to cricket and every other sport.
Great.
And since then,
what are the cricket events that you've covered during whatever? Of course, All India Test Match, One Days,
World Cups,
Champions Trophy. Great. Okay, Aman.
Yes.
What about you, please?
I started shooting cricket with Associated Press. And I was based in Amritsar. I was a photojournalist doing some local stories on border, India-Pakistan border. And you know, at that time, I think Kargil war was going on in 99 and stuff. So after a little while, Delhi office told me to, go and shoot the cricket. And I had
Right.
no idea of how to shoot cricket at that time. But handling the long lens first time, sitting on the ground, Mohali Cricket Stadium, I somehow produced many good images,
Right.
very good images, and they were published in England papers and stuff. And that's how my journey started.
went.
They started pushing me into more
Right.
cricket matches, and and the time came then I was the only sports photographer with the Associated Press covering all cricket in India and
Got it.
with the Indian team. Yeah.
What were the events? Of course, you've covered everything when it comes to India. I know that you've covered the World Cup 2011. The first T20 World Cup also in South Africa was covered by you. Can you just tell us about that quickly?
Yeah, I started cricket and I shot, I think, 6-7 cricket World Cups, Champions Trophies, bilateral series.
Of course.
Yeah.
You recently shot the IPL as well.
Yeah, IPL, I shot many IPL matches.
Great.
I did IPL in South Africa as well.
Oh, that's right. The
The
controversial IPL.
controversial IPL, yes, that's right. And pretty much
Got it.
was traveling with the Indian cricket team
Hmm.
in and around. Yeah.
Understand. Great. Okay, because the reason many
I think that was the latest one also.
Yeah.
This
Yeah, that's
past
what.
this year.
Yeah.
2025
Right.
World Cup also.
Okay.
26.
Yeah, I shot
The T20 World Cup.
T20 World Cup, recent T20 World Cup as well.
Jo India GT.
During India GT, yes.
Right.
That was very good.
Sky was the
Yes,
captain.
That's right.
Right. Okay, interesting. Indian cricket team just put a tribute out to Sky as one of the captains who has won the World Cup. I don't know if you guys saw that. So that's the same World Cup. But yes, the reason I asked you guys this is because as I said, I want the viewers to get an idea of the sort of experience that is sitting in front of me. Because I know the body of work that you all have, I want to also tell them that possibly 90s से 2000s whatever के दौर में जब भी 2010, 12, 15 तक जितने भी सबसे बड़े से बड़े आइकॉनिक पिक्चर्स जो उन्होंने क्रिकेट और स्पोर्ट्स फोटोग्राफी स्पेशली क्रिकेट में एंड इवन स्पोर्ट्स में देखे होंगे. So there's a very high chance that might have come from the gentleman sitting in front of me. So of course उसके बारे में आज so उसके बारे में of course आज बहुत बात करनी है. I want to kind of understand anecdotes, stories. Want you guys to use your experience to give a lot of advice to people who want to go sports photography because बहुत ही एक technical field है ये. It's not just about going out there and just pointing a lens and shooting whatever is coming your way. First up, एक fan जो होता है, like I consider myself as a fan of cricket. जब मैं एक stadium में जाता हूँ and I enter the stadium to watch a match, let's assume it's a T20 match. If it's a World Cup, I get in, I soak in the atmosphere. मैं घुसता हूँ, मैं देखता हूँ कि colorful stadium, packed है, lush green outfield, players are wearing colorful jerseys, they're playing. So that's the atmosphere that I think about. But for a photographer, I'm very sure that it's not the same. What is the first thing a photographer thinks, a sports photographer, if you're covering a cricket match? जब आप enter करते हो stadium में, तो क्या सोचते हो? Because एक fan के लिए एक six is like something he'll remember, like the 2011 World Cup, Dhoni, what he hit the six. Everybody remembers
The final
that,
six,
the final six, right? But for a photographer, that might not be his memory of that match. It might be something completely different because he's on job. I'm not. I'm relaxing. What do you guys think?
I think a sports photographer, when he enters the ground, he should understand how the team has been going through in that tournament.
Okay.
And basically understanding that level of that where the team stands in terms of how good they are or how capable they are emotionally and on the ground as well, and knowing that the pressure is too high, and in order to sticking his mind into the game, that is very important. There will be thousands of fans around you cheering up, so you have to just keep your ears closed and understanding the game and purely concentrate on what's happening on the pitch.
Got it. Understand. Arko, you'd like to add?
It depends at what stage of career you are at.
Okay.
Because if you've been to a cricket match, you know, in India especially, the kind of environment, it's
crazy.
It's crazy. The sound is magical, you know, almost. Um, so you were taken in with that. First time you're covering that, you know. But once you get used to it, then you're not so affected by the environment.
Got it.
Then you start thinking of what you're covering, right? And if you think if it's like that, from the audience, imagine we are the closest, best seat we got.
Yes.
Any closer, you will be a player or umpire.
True. You're in the dugout. Yeah.
Just few feet away and there's a player, right? So you have to be a little bit, you know, ignore that environment. Otherwise, you can't focus on your work. All the noise and this, you can't get carried away. You have a different work.
Right.
You have to think of the story. You have, as you said, the two teams, you know, at what stage they are, who's the more important team, and you have to know the sport. See, in sport photography, you have to know the sport.
Right.
Right? You have to know the sports people. It's very difficult to plan, because if, say, a bowler, after taking a wicket, he jumps in the air, and you have a horizontal frame, you jump out of your frame. Who celebrates, who doesn't celebrate? If you're sitting with Dhoni on the side for a square drive, you're never going to get away. He hits in the front.
Right.
But Rahul Dravid, you know, is fantastic. His pictures for square drive is beautiful. It looks, you know. So you have to know the sport. You have to know the sports people, who's batting, who's bowling, at what stage the game is. Is the bowling more important now? Are the batsmen tail-enders? Are they important or not? So a whole lot of thinking goes in, and this comes from experience.
So this is very interesting what you just mentioned, and you said that, for example, if a bowler jumps और वो jump मार के अगर आपने horizontal frame set किया है तो वो obviously आपके frame के बाहर चले जाएगा. तो how do you recognize that कि क्या करना है? Say for example, do you set up then two cameras? One, because वो तो नहीं हो सकता.
हो सकता है.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Please elaborate.
I got a complaint
from.
I was working for Reuters and I got a complaint from a client. I mean, I didn't get. Reuters got a complaint that we are cheating.
Okay.
Yes, and cheating means on the ground.
Right.
Cheating, not cheating. I mean, they were having. He's taking a byline for a picture he never shot. He couldn't have shot.
Oh.
Because how can he shoot both from ground level and from an aerial point of view at the same time?
Right.
And in fact, the other picture, I was in the picture. All right. Because
remote shutter.
Yeah, we both use a lot of remotes. So what happens is, after the match got over, and we all were shooting, and suddenly the police came in and all got their card and match is over.
Right.
And it's completely blocking your view. So all photographers stopped shooting. But I kept on shooting. And that time the photographers were not used to in India the concept of remote.
Right.
They're wondering what's wrong with this guy. He's nothing in front of all the backside of cops, and he's going on shooting. Because I was thinking, what that camera is here.
Right.
So you can have both. So I had a byline for both the pictures. One from the ground and one from the remote. So they complained, how can he have both the pictures?
He can be at two places.
How can he be at two places at the same time? So we used to operate two cameras. Not in the beginning of the career, but later in the career we started operating two cameras.
But is this sort of a ploy or is this sort of a vertical? Because let's be honest, आज का time जो है, that time usually is more about a lot of vertical format. Unfortunately, horizontal as a format is dying because of short format content and the consumption. काफी सारा vertical shoot हो रहा है. तो normally आजकल के photographers, do they still continue to shoot a lot of horizontal or have they moved to vertical as well?
Actually, when we talking about shooting cricket in 2001 and 2002, the digital just came in.
Right.
You know, earlier we were shooting with films and we used to have film rolls in our bag. Used to go to the labs and process them, and even cricket stadiums used to have their a small color lab in their media centers as well. You know?
Okay.
And we used to get them processed and use our negative scanners and used to upload the images.
Right.
That was really a hard phase. Apart from just shooting cricket, you have to look into that phase as well.
Right. Right.
And the new digital cameras were very less megapixels. You can't crop as much as you want, so you have to have the tight lenses. And that's where you were a bit scared of players jumping too much high or getting out of the frame.
Right.
But these days, you can go a little bit looser on the you can go a little bit wider on the zoom length, and still megapixels are too high. You can crop
it
images
later.
And you can save yourself from that place going out of your frame.
Interesting.
See, it's not just now because of mobile phone. Now, working in an agency. Now, when you work in newspaper, your editor can tell you, sports editor, we have a vertical space or a horizontal space. But when you're working for an agency, you have no idea. It's going to be a magazine cover, which is vertical, or inside double spread, or a horizontal picture, or a newspaper. How are they going to use it? So we used to, when we used to send pictures, we used to see that it can cater to every newspaper.
Got it.
All sizes and shapes, not even square if necessary. Rectangle, vertical, horizontal. So we used to do that, and it's the same thing now.
Got you.
So they can, and he said megapixel, now you can crop it as you want.
It's interesting you say this also. You mentioned that अगर धोनी बैटिंग कर रहा है तो he doesn't hit much of a square cut. If it's Dravid, then Dravid's one of the signature shots were always a punch or a square cut, which used to actually bounce near the pitch, and the next one would bounce outside the 30-yard circle. You know, he was really famous for that shot as well. Does that mean कि एक player जब ये आता है, वो player को आपने इतना study किया experience से कि you actually change the spots depending on where the player is? Yes. Please tell us about that. How does that happen?
There are players like like Rahul Dravid, and even Saurav Ganguly, and they play a lot of cricket on offside, and especially sitting on the square positions, you get a different body line of the batsman, and how the bat moves, instead of sitting on the straight angle, So when you go on the squares, you see the side of the batsman, and the way he plays shot towards you, the chances are very high the ball is gonna come in the frame. So you have to be very precise on your position, that umpires are not blocking your angle. And there's a nice background. There are no other players who's gonna block you. So so you have to see which players have abilities to play more on those areas, and that's
like
how
a square drive or a square cut.
And that's how you take a chance to go there. And once you have, and it's very tricky position that you have to wait a lot of time over there, to get one beautiful shot over there. Once you have that shot, you're happy. You go back to the main position.
Okay.
Don't miss any regular celebrations or dismissals.
Understand. We'll come to the aspect of what are the things that are required for a good cricketing picture. For
I'd
sure.
like to add to that.
Yes, please.
See, when you were saying this, you can add that photograph. It looks a simple photograph. Anyone see that photo is square drive. I can tell you, anyone can shoot. With the camera, with the lens, sit here, shoot that. The difficult part is getting the ball also in the frame. Because, see, when a player hits a shot, usually his face is facing downwards. By the time his face comes up, the ball is gone. The only way you can get the ball in the frame is
square.
No, square. Square, but exactly where you are. You have to be in a straight line with the batsman to get the ball coming towards the camera. Because little bit this side or that side, in a fraction of a second, the ball is gone. It might take you hours to get that perfect picture of moment the ball bounces and then comes up in front of the face of, say, Dravid. And that means the ball is going straight to...
It's coming towards you and you've got the picture.
What's the chance of that? Very less.
Yeah, true.
So how long you have to wait for that? But when you see that picture, it looks like, okay, it's a regular picture. No one knows how much of patience and concentration, which is the biggest thing in sports photography, concentration, has gone behind to get this picture. By chance, if you have a talking at that time, and that once it happens, you missed it. Next, it might happen after 3 hours, if at all. So, the right place, understanding the player, patience, concentration, all that goes into making of one simple picture.
इसका मतलब ये है कि, say for example, if you're sitting in a test match or if you're sitting in a 50-over game, which is a full day game, तो पूरे दिन तक मतलब you don't talk to anybody when you're shooting. How is that possible?
You talk. Sometimes the ballers are taking a run out, you talk. Sometimes there's adjustments in the fieldings, you talk. But you have to make sure you are concentrating on each ball. You don't miss out any ball. You can't go to the toilet. You can't have a drink break, lunch break, nothing. You just have to concentrate on each ball.
Just think. We covered, I think, both of us must have covered 300 one-day internationals or something like that. Some 50, 60, 70 test matches. More than most players here, there. I started along with Sachin almost, All these matches, you just can't take a washroom break. The whole day.
How does that happen? How do you survive?
It doesn't allow you to. Na khana, na pina, na washroom break. And, you know, if this table is the stadium, and that light is the sun, right? Now, if I'm sitting there, and that side, usually, I think that's the way it's designed, wherever the sun is not going to fall, is in the shade, that is where the dressing room is. That means you are all under the shade, sitting there. This side, the sun is falling. And when you have a player batting here, if light is falling on this area, there are fences, there are people, there are columns, and all that distracts.
Right.
So the player will stand out if you have a dark background. So we don't sit there, which is where you can get your food, your water, everything. You come all the way here, sit here, right under the sun at 45 degrees, just to get a dark background.
Lot
तो
of
खाना भी नहीं है, पानी भी नहीं है.
with lot of sunblock.
पानी भी नहीं है 45 degrees में. Players तो कम से कम घूम रहे हैं, and they're getting paid crores for it. We're sitting here, 45 degrees whole day, right? Without food, without water, just for that background.
Yeah, I think it's very important to know the player, and then what angle are you sitting at, what time of the game,
right?
And then you have to choose background as well. You know, that I want this background. You know, if shooting from dark side and player is already in the pitch and it's very bright and the background is bright as well, it won't be more dramatic. You know, so you have to choose. You have to sit on the bright side to get a dark background, and it adds up to the images. You know?
Right. Yeah. You actually get the colors as well. There's a really nice contrast as well. They'll pop out.
Just for that, we're sitting under 45 degrees whole day. No food, no water.
Interesting.
Hello, गर्म तो है ही, खाना पीना भी नहीं है.
You say this, of course, कि like for example, जैसे आपने example दिया Sachin, Dravid, ये सब लोगों का. How do you think तभी के time का cricket from it comes to shooting और अभी जैसे like T20 में Suryavanshi is there, you have your Abhishek Sharmas, you obviously have your some really hard hitters. How is that contrast when you're possibly shooting like एक test match और one day से जहाँ पे
बहुत आसान है.
Really? Because पूरा time stadium के बाहर ही बॉल
94 में 10 छक्के 10 चौके वही तो खींचना है. अब आप मैं बता रहा हूँ, I've covered a lot of sports, not just cricket, right? The most difficult thing to cover is in a dead pitch in India, test match, with someone like Rahul Dravid and Sanjay Bangar or Pujara batting. पसीने छूट रहे हैं, एक कुछ नहीं हो रहा है. Every ball I have to tell, इस बॉल में कुछ होने वाला है, इस बॉल में कुछ होने वाला है. Burning hot, cameras hot, and those earlier cameras, I just came back after 5 minutes from somewhere. I was trying to shoot. The words are coming. The camera too hot.
Yeah, we don't shoot. We put wet towels on the cameras.
I put water on my head and not even wash. So people don't see that. People just see a photograph. उसके पीछे क्या गया है? The effort. Sitting there. It is most difficult is test match in India. Okay. 540 deliveries, nothing happens. One delivery, something might happen. And if you miss that, you missed nothing. Concentration.
Very important.
Okay, let's talk about this then. Let's talk about what you call some very interesting moments. That because the moment you said, like I could see you going back in time when you're shooting Dravid Dravid and Lakshman and Bangar batting. So let's talk about this. Let's go into basically some real life anecdotes and examples of some of the great what you call memories that you guys have had and how did that happen. Okay, let's start first.
Just before that, I just want to add some more. What is more difficult than covering Dravid and Sanjay Bangar test match in India is covering it with film camera. Because digital में ना आप हर बॉल खींच सकते हो, डिलीट भी कर सकते हो. फिल्म में आप करोगे ना, आपका ऑफिस निकाल देगा आपको कि भाई 50 रोल लेके आ गए, उसको प्रोसेस कब करोगे, प्रिंट कब करोगे. So you can't shoot every ball. Then you have to understand the sport very well. Because if he's going on a back foot, that means ball is a bouncer. Short pitch है, तो क्लीन बोलने का चांस कम है. मगर वो फुल पिच बॉल है तो उसमें आउट हो सकता है. Right? And the thing is, you can't shoot after it happens. You missed it then. So you have to anticipate कि आउट हो सकता है and then shoot. कुछ नहीं हुआ, गए 3 फ्रेम मतलब गए उतना पैसे, उतना रोल, उतना प्रोसेसिंग. आप उतना रोल ले जाओगे ऑफिस में, इंडियन एक्सप्रेस और टेंशन टाइम्स में, they'll kick you out.
Obviously, it
So,
was expensive in
yeah.
those days as well. No, but
Getting a
then-
clean bolt now is easy. Getting a clean bolt then
Ah.
was amazing. Very difficult.
So
In
this is
film
so
camera.
interesting what you're saying. So tell me one thing. Normally, like, what is the position that a photographer usually takes while shooting cricket? Matlab, jab we say, for example, this is a cricket field, the bowler is running up. So constantly the photographer is in his viewfinder and he's basically just shooting. And because if he's locked onto the frame, say for example, a Sachin or a Dravid, then he's only looking at the batsman.
No.
No?
No. दो आंख है.
हाँ.
एक आंख खुला है, बाकी क्या हो रहा है?
Oh.
कुछ भी हो सकता है. I tell you an incident.
Okay.
कलकत्ता में Indian Garden, most volatile crowd.
Right.
India Pakistan makes it even more volatile.
हाँ.
Sachin Tendulkar was batting, Shoaib Akhtar bowling. इनका तो क्लासिक ड्यूल है.
Oh, is that the you're talking about that delivery, the very got bowled? That was
अरे
not
वो भी
Indian.
एक कहानी है, वो तो बाद में बताता हूँ.
हाँ.
He hit it on side something, took a single, simple.
हाँ.
चल के जा रहे, he's taking a single. Shoaib Akhtar also waiting at the bowler, just one at the fielder. Are you getting it what I'm telling you?
Yeah.
He threw the ball.
Run out.
And he's going to take just catch the ball. But what happened was Sachin also was casually walking. No chance, no drama. And because there's no drama,
हाँ.
none of us were doing anything.
Shooting.
वो तो बॉल की वजह ठीक है, बात की वजह कैसे यहाँ से बात कर रहे हैं, we preparing for the next ball or next one thing, and the ball, the throw is a little further away from the wicket, and Shoaib Akhtar takes a step backward and collides with Sachin.
Right.
Sachin falls down.
Yeah.
Just outside the crease, and उसको run out कर देते हैं.
हाँ.
और ये पब्लिक को पसंद नहीं हुआ. They do not accept it, and they started throwing things on the ground and this and that. Then Sachin went, the match stopped. Sachin went around with police and all. We also running around with him. Folded hands, he's telling the crowd,
Stop. Yeah, I remember this. Yeah.
You remember this?
Yes.
Then Saurav Ganguly, Prince of Calcutta, आते ही out. उसके बाद ये तो पब्लिक को एक्सेप्ट हुआ ही नहीं. आग जला रहे हैं, they're burning this thing. 1 lakh people are sitting there. पुलिस ने लाठी चार्ज करके within half an hour stadium is empty.
Then they cleared. Yeah.
Only thing is कोई गया नहीं, सब बाहर वेट कर रहे थे 1 लाख लोग. मतलब 1 लाख में बहुत लोग. मैच हार गए, वो तो और भी खराब. And we could not leave the ground of the match because we heard a crowd. There's a crowd outside, so we could not. But the picture of the day was a collision.
Of course. Nobody shot that.
Not even me. I learned a lesson.
Never give.
बस ये नहीं कि बैटिंग का हुआ कुछ भी हो सकता है बीच में, मारपीट हो सकता है, किसी को कुछ हो गया. You can take. That's not a test match. You have to focus for 8 non-stop hours or 6 non-stop hours. You have to focus. So thankfully for me and for everyone, no one had got it also. So I नहीं बॉस बोला अरे वो का पिक्चर नहीं मिला, तो किसी को नहीं मिला. बट अगली बार से समझ गया कि अब वो लड़ाई हो गया पाकिस्तान में between इंजमाम and कुंबले.
Oh yes, that was in Canada, right? Yes.
No, in Pakistan.
Oh, okay, that one. I thought when you're talking about वो इंजमाम बैट लेके भाग गया था स्पेक्टेटर को मारने in Canada, Toronto.
वो उसको कुछ कहा था, I don't want to use that word.
Okay, yeah.
Between इंजमाम and कुंबले.
Please tell me.
Because कुंबले was throwing the ball towards
Yes,
इंजमाम.
right.
So this all happened between the shots.
Right.
You can't take eyes off. And just till before that talking about that Shoaib Akhtar taking the wickets to back ball, he was at his peak form. Shoaib Akhtar was deadly, fastest at his time. I think 160, that time. And I was shooting for AFP, so there's a deadline everyone in the world at some time or that 11 o'clock in Australia. So I have to go and it's a film camp, and I have to go to the lab to get it processed. So 11 baje I left and went to the stadium. I went to the color studio. It's getting processed. TV चल रहा है. Clean bowled. Sachin was clean bowled. Sorry, Rahul Dravid was batting, not Sachin. So Rahul Dravid clean bowled. Middle stump उड़े. Photographers, they like to see that kind of a clean bowled. And Shoaib Akhtar comes like this and all that. So सब पिक्चर बना. And मैं राहुल द्रविड़ के फोटो कर रहा था. मैं क्या भेजूं, 15 रन में आउट हो गया. He's out in 15 runs. Now what to, anyway, that's what I have. I have to send something, 11 o'clock, AFP expect some pictures from me. And Sachin is there. No problem. I'll go back, Sachin. Sachin. Next delivery. I have never seen Sachin getting clean bowled like that. He, without anyone pushing him, he fell almost because it came into him in Qatar. Sachin almost slipped. 1 wicket standing, 2 gone. Sachin is turning back and Shoaib Akhtar with his hand like flying like a eagle or something like that. Went past Sachin. The one single stump in the center, Sachin this side, and Shoaib Akhtar going like that. And I'm like sitting in the color lab, watching the TV. क्या कर रहा हूँ Dow David का pictures भेज के. And I walked back to the stadium. Totally, अब तो ये this is the picture of the day. And thank God, मेरे जो competitors वो तो
उन्होंने भी नहीं लिया.
मुझे देख के वो निकल गए. Reuters and AP. किसी को नहीं मिला. तो मैं सोचा कुछ तो करना है. That time no one, because it's film camera and auto focus, few pictures which you see now regularly was very difficult to shoot that time, and which was bowling action.
Yeah.
Because especially for pace bowlers, because see we are shooting sports with very low depth of field, which means everything slightly behind and in front is out of focus, blurred.
Shallow.
And very little tolerance for focusing. If your focus is not perfect, it looks blurred. And in cricket, your picture needs to be sharp. Your subject needs to be sharp. And you can't focus thin air. You need to focus on something, a wicket or an umpire. But when a pace bowler is bowling someone like Shoaib Akhtar, he comes quite ahead when he's in the middle. And the most dramatic is when he's in the air. But that is few feet ahead in the pitch. So how to focus for it? So anyway, I just tried my luck. Okay, I'll focus on the umpire, then a little bit ahead, and a little bit here and there, And I don't know what I got. When I went back to the same color lab after the match got over, and everyone else came there also. And I think one of my best bowling action of Shoaib Akhtar, he was like a Superman flying in the air. And others who all newspaper guys who did not walk out, they got the picture of Shoaib and getting the wicket of Sachin. They looked at that Shoaib, wow. And that picture went on to get a few sports awards also. That Shoaib Akhtar bowling picture. There's nothing great now. It's nothing great now. But in last century, with manual focus cameras, it was first time. I mean, I never seen a picture like that. It's not that I'm trying to emulate someone else. I just came to mind, let me try bowling action. And thank God I was not there. Otherwise, I would have been happy with that picture of a celebration and would never have shot his bowling action. Anyway, that was the story of the two best, clean bowls.
Aman, you also, I think, एक आपका जो picture है World Cup से where Misbah is basically sitting down, which is the first T20 World Cup जो of course India ने जीता, जो Srishant के famous catch पकड़ा. There's an interesting story about that, right? How did you shoot that picture, or tell us about that?
Yeah, I was shooting that cricket game in Johannesburg, I think. Yeah, it was in Joburg, And we were two photographers, and I somehow managed and asked that photographer, you sit in the main position, I will take the risk and go on the other side. Because I understand if he's there and all other photographers are on that side, he can easily get what others are getting as well. So that part is covered, So I took the risk in the finals and went on the other side, and I don't think so there were many photographers in that end, So when Misbah played a sweep shot and Srishant took a catch, and all of a sudden we saw Dhoni jumping in the air and the team all wrap up together and celebrations happen, and it all happened on my side, And when I got all those pictures, I could believe and I could see that this is what we need from that game to be published in the newspaper tomorrow. The moment I got those images, I didn't went for the preparation for the award ceremony till that time. I had like 5-10 minutes only, and I processed all the images in my laptop, captioned them together. All of a sudden went to the wire.
Right.
And because South Africa is ahead of India in terms of deadline as well, so I was keeping that thing in my mind as well. I think we are 3.5 hours ahead of Indian time as well.
Right.
The moment those pictures were out in the wire, I was very relaxed, And then we went for the award ceremony and victory lap and all of the pictures we filed later. And next day, every Indian newspaper carried my images. It's full front pages, half pages, everywhere. Only my pictures.
How does that feel when you guys see a picture like this?
His, not good.
For the viewers, by the way, just for the viewers,
you're the toughest competitors.
Exactly, So for the longest time, both of them, ये एक दूसरे के सबसे बड़े rival थे. And इसकी भी ये बहुत interesting story. Actually, Arko, I would like you to tell the story about how you at that point of time were pretty much any picture which would be really good, वो आपका picture होता था, and you got really bored of cricket and sports photography, and then suddenly you saw a new guy come in, and you were like, okay, who's this guy?
Yeah, I was an AFP, and almost, every picture in cricket that was being published was almost mine, right? I was getting bored of it. There's no challenge. Then suddenly I started seeing some nice pictures, batting actions by someone in AP. And I was actually telling my office that I want to stop cricket, too much of cricket, and it's not a challenge anymore. But then, ये कौन नया लड़का है? ये कौन आया है? And I really continued because of him. Let me see. And he's younger than me. So I said, okay, let's see how I fare with a younger competitor, youngster. So that's how I continued. मजा आया competition में. And frankly, sports photography is a sport by itself.
Right.
Yeah, sport by it's pure competition, especially for agencies.
Okay.
See, newspapers, whole day you shoot and go back. Here, you have to keep filing the pictures.
Right.
You have to keep focusing, and you can't see. There's a choice. Like, for example, after say a match gets over, it may be a tournament, it may be a test match. What are you going to do? Are you going to immediately file the pictures that you got? Because see, that's what newspapers do not have the pressure. Our deadline is 1 hour ago, always. So do we file the winning picture? They say celebrate. Should we shoot that? They are doing a victory lap. Should we not file the pictures and do the victory lap? But I can see he's filing. Should I start filing? If I do the victory lap, nothing much happens, but these pictures get delayed. So it's very tough to, and next day, the numbers come out. I mean, the result comes out in numbers. The whole world, they compile how many pictures are published of AP Reuters. So it's like a numerical value. And, so we used to compete, we had a different sport going on ourselves. Sports probably as a sport itself. Right. So it's always a choice you're making. Should I send the pictures now? Should I send the pictures later? Should I go and cover this? So the toughest was covering for an agency. And I'll tell you, we both were in Sri Lanka and maybe staying in the same hotel.
That's right.
I don't know. But we both landed up in the stadium at the same time. Sri Lanka is not like India. It's the crowd. It's not so crowded. It's easy to enter. Just entering the stadium is difficult in India. It's completely crowded and full of photographers. We are late. You will not get a good position. But there are hardly 6-7 photographers. So very relaxed environment. People are playing music. Kind of. So he went on the left hand side. This is the ground. He went on the left hand side. I took the right hand side. And guess what? We ended up in the same place on the other side. We didn't have a chair. We had a lens box. We normally sit on that. We just kept it next to each other and sat cheek by jaw next to each other, our arms touching each other. And I'm saying, Aman, thoda udhar ho. He's saying, Arko, thoda udhar ho. Why are we there? People were thinking we're mad. Fully empty this side. Fully empty this side. And they're both fighting for the space for 2 inches. Because the importance of position. As I said, piche player nahi hai, white on white. Guys, batsman is on white, the fielder is on white, no umpire is there, no pole is there, no one coming here. And also should be a place where they hit the shots. And this player will hit here. So it gives a very narrow window. And it takes a lot of understanding to know where to sit. And majority of photographers don't know. So I can tell you, there's 2 groups of photographers. One would follow him. If he gets up and goes somewhere, for whatever reason, he knows. The other fellow is blind, he will follow him. Again, they're sitting next to him.
Trusting him.
Trusting him. I will get up and I'll see somewhere. So I would teach this in and I would just test match him.
Well, I think it's very important to know the capabilities of the game and taking the risks accordingly. If you sit on one position and shoot the entire day, entire tournament, entire career, you'll get bored of the images. You have to step out of that bubble and find more angles and more variety of images. That's the reason why you take chances to go to the different positions, and take photos there. And I think I took those chances, and I came up with very different, beautiful images, and they stood out very differently from all other images. And that's how I created that experience in myself and that confidence in myself as well, that this can be done. And then with the time you understand the game and you exactly know when to go to the squares and when to go where,
Right.
and and
Interesting. But tell me one thing, ये cricket photography एक ऐसा है जैसे आप बोल रहे हो कि it's like very boring, right? Because
No,
अगर
it's
एक
not
ही एंगल से
boring.
no I'm saying अगर एक ही एंगल से आप बैठे हो, एक ही एंगल से आप शूट कर रहे हो, या like 5 दिन का टेस्ट मैच है, डेड पिच है, कुछ नहीं हो रहा है, कोई एक बैट्समैन है 200 मार रहा
Sorry
है.
to interrupt you, but let
हाँ.
me tell you, I think he also feels the same way. I know he can speak for himself,
हाँ.
but my favorite in cricket is Test match.
Right.
Because that's the
Yeah.
most challenging.
No, so मैं वही पूछने की ट्राई कर रहा हूँ कि is it, can you make cricket pictures innovative? Because like he said, right, अगर एक ही जगह पे आप बैठ के पूरा टूर्नामेंट शूट कर रहे हो, एक ही जगह पे आप ये कर रहे हो, तो सेम ही पिक्चर्स
I'll tell you more about more than my
हाँ.
pictures, which he can talk about.
Right.
I think I know more about his photographs than he knows because I've been on the receiving end. He's a master of innovation.
Is it?
And cricket, otherwise, it's very boring as pictures, batting
Right.
action and bowling action. Who
Right,
want to watch?
that's what I'm saying. Huh?
I'm sure you can show some pictures which are brilliant composition, brilliant innovation. Even I've done a few.
Right.
And they stand out. Otherwise, it gets boring. It's a space filler. Batting action. You put a Virat Kohli's batting action, Virat Kohli will not see. It's so boring. You have to come with something new. You have to innovate. Otherwise, people won't watch. Right? We will
How
show
do
a
you
few
do
pictures.
that? कैसे कर सकते हैं? How do you
like I was shooting 2007 Cricket World Cup final in Barbados,
Okay.
in West Indies. Australia won the finals, right? And Ricky Ponting was holding the trophy, and there were pack of photographers
Yes.
shooting him, just holding the trophy and smiling and looking at them. I suddenly saw big fireworks going on the left hand side, and I actually went out of the pack and go on my right hand side so that I can get him holding the trophy and big fireworks behind him. And eventually I got that angle, and it was a nice picture of him holding the trophy with big fireworks in the
Published
back.
a lot of places. That was.
And the next day, published everywhere in Australian newspapers.
Right. Wow.
And that's the reason you just no need to concentrate on what's happening right in front of you. Just adding up a fireworks in the image, it makes all different.
Changes the perspective.
What I remember
completely.
of his photographs, I'll tell you. Brilliant composition, brilliant movement. One is Sachin Tendulkar with his hand on his head. You just watch that. I also got it from the side. It's better to see the photograph than to describe it. It's amazing. Danesh Kanaria, with 4 or 5 hands, like, because people behind are appealing, and it looks he's got many hands.
Oh.
Then I think one newspaper took up AP's subscription just because of one photograph of Dhoni.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, is it the one where he
The hair, all the hair flying
his,
around.
His hair is like a circle.
And he's bowling
around
in a
him.
practice match.
In a practice
Oh,
session.
okay.
So, if you see this, I can tell you one thing. No one will turn the page and go to the other page without watching these photos. It's just my other
So
photo.
I'll add on that. I was in Ahmedabad, India versus England or any other cricket country, I think. We never see Dhoni bowling in the practice session in the nets,
Right.
All of a sudden, we were all done with practice session. We were trying to, go and file our images, and all of a sudden, I saw Dhoni coming into the nets and started bowling, and without his cap and his long hair. He used to have long hair at that time.
Yeah.
And I thought, "Wow, this looks something different," So I took a position with my long lens, and through the nets, it's too difficult to get the focus set on the bowler as well.
Right.
He bowled 1 delivery, 2 delivery, 3 draws. Suddenly, I noticed in my images that something is different. Like his hair is coming, and I kept shooting. I know something is
Different,
different is going to come up. And I think on his 6-7 delivery, I got a frame where I can see a circle of his hair going out of his face. And I thought, oh, wow, that's
That's amazing.
different,
Nice.
And it published in many newspapers.
See, you can use light.
Right.
This evening, the setting sun, the light is coming through the gaps from the stadium.
Yes.
And for Shane Warne, and this nice spotlight effect like a studio.
I think I remember that picture that you're talking about.
There's so
with
many things you
Shane
can
Warne.
use. You're just not shooting a batting action or bowling action, because that is the bread and butter. You have to have that.
Right.
Whoever scored the highest runs, you have to have, and centuries. But you need to come every day with something different. And I see that not many are doing that. Surprisingly.
I'll add here one thing that I'll share with my other photographers who are shooting sports or who are keen in shooting sports. It's especially with cricket. It's just not shooting a batting action or bowling action or celebrations, it's just following the ball as well. Like normally, I've seen many photographers, they just concentrate on the batsman, and if he has played a shot, he got the picture, and that's done. They don't follow with the ball where the ball is going. On the squares, any other catching fielders are
so
there.
if it's a drop catch or if it's a great diving stop,
great diving, so you need to set yourself that how far they are from the batsman, how far you're gonna
keep practicing,
take the lens to how left and how right, and if you keep practicing that, you tend to bring your focus on that player,
especially if it is a guy who will jump and dive.
Exactly.
Yuvraj Singh is there. If Kumble is there, no need. No. But Yuvraj Singh he'll dive. You have Jonty Rhodes, he'll dive.
Right.
But you have fraction of a second to you can't focus on that guy. Because what if something happens, clean board.
Right.
So you'll have to, if he hits a square drive, for example, you do not know he's going for a 4 or he's going to get caught in the sleep, some the gully. So you have to turn the camera.
You have to have that much of room.
You have to focus on that guy. His hand and leg is not out of the frame, and you have a very tight system because you're on a telephoto. You have perhaps 0.01 seconds to do all that and get that. So what you have to do is, now how much you have to move? You can't overshoot that guy. You can't. You have to keep doing that.
Recently, in the recent ICC T20 World Cup, I got a beautiful dive catch, successful catch of Suryakumar Yadav.
Oh yes,
he took the catch. He took the catch. Successfully took the catch. And that's how it got into effect. I had that practice of doing that.
Follow the ball.
Follow the ball. Batsman, he's played a shot, bang on Suryakumar Yadav.
But there's another catch in that. Let's say the bowler has bowled and they hit a shot. Now the dilemma is, will you follow the ball, or will you follow, or will you train the lens on the bowler? He's going for a 6. Okay, nothing can do about it. But what if it's going to be a catch on the boundary?
Celebration.
What will you do? Right? Will you focus on the fielder who might end up taking the catch of the century, or the simple catch, bowling picture, but the bowler jumps in the air? Well, this is the question.
That's how when somebody hits for a 6, and you tend to work out which side is the ball going and how the fielder is preparing himself to catch the ball. If it is into too much running, chasing the ball, definitely you're gonna get beautiful image out of it. And if it's just standing there, and
it's kind of a dead frame.
That's why
if it's a drop,
that's why I have 2 eyes. One on the fielder, one on the bowler. You have to take a decision.
And after you take a shot of his diving and catching, bang, straight away on the bowler.
I remember this catch that you're talking about. I think he dived a little bit up ahead, right? Which was, I think he was inside the circle.
But
had covers. And he just dove.
Have you seen that photograph? Anyone else taking it? All the youngsters?
But I remember this picture and I remember this moment. The reason is because I saw that picture at a lot of places. Television also, but I saw it in online as well.
So?
I did. So that's what. So it's interesting to actually. Okay, tell me, like you guys are telling that these are things that you have to actually train. Let's do one by one. Why don't you guys tell me 5 things that photographers should basically train themselves to shoot cricket? Let's just stick to cricket first. Cricket photography, 5 things.
Go ahead, Mike.
See, things have changed a lot.
Right.
If you asked me a few years ago, I would say focusing skills. That's one of the most important things. Focusing skills.
Right.
That tolerance.
You mean
for
camera
error,
or even you?
Focusing on the subject.
On the
Your mental focus is not. I'm talking about the focusing.
The lens.
The lens. For example, if Yuvraj is running.
Yes.
And you focus on him, right? And it should be a continuous focus, because otherwise, you will lose the focus.
Right.
Suddenly, if it dives, in the center is the background.
Yes.
And they come into focus. So you have to either stop focusing and shoot.
Right.
And so the skill is, one of the big skills in sports photography is focusing skills.
Right.
And you have different types of focusing. There's something called a back focus. I don't want to go into too much of technicalities. So
that's focusing. One. Next.
Concentration.
Okay.
Understanding the sport. Understanding the sports persons. Right. And overcoming your own physical needs of hunger, of going to the washroom and this and that. So I think
I think knowing the game very well, knowing the players' capabilities of playing, playing style, That is very important. And again, risking yourself out of the bubble to create different angles. Otherwise you will get bored of it.
Right.
After some time, even I felt like it's the same hotel, same ground, same plane, same everything looks same. There was a time I was shooting too much cricket. I had to one day I wake up and I have to see where I am, which city I am right now. So that monotonous behavior you can develop, so.
And you get complacent after that. True. Get it.
So, risk yourself to, don't follow the rat race,
Understand.
Get out of the bubble, and meeting the deadlines, understanding what is important, for what is important in the entire game.
Got it. Interesting.
And I used to sometimes I also practice of putting a radio on my ear, and I listen to commentators, what they are talking about.
That's important.
What they are talking about, which player are they talking about, why they're talking about, and that's what hearing the news.
Interesting.
I've seen some photographers play music and stuff as well, which is, they call what they do, but I tend to concentrate on the game with the radio in the ear, and that's how I managed to take a shot of what was coach who was in Great Chapel, yeah. So he was in the news, and I was I heard that news is coming, building up, and that's how I was concentrating on him, how he's reacting with the players and stuff, Right. So, just getting some reactions of him with the players, and and those pictures published a lot.
Yeah, because I think with broadcast, I think they get a much wider view as a commentator.
Exactly. Yeah.
Then obviously, still photographer. So then, when you know that they're talking about something that can be, it can just be added
blind. You're
advantage.
completely blind sitting there.
Yeah.
See, if you have to enjoy cricket, sit on television and best thing.
Right.
You know what's happening, replays. We know nothing. Suddenly, the game stops.
Right.
Why it stop? We don't know. So if you don't, we are so. As I said, it's good to know what's happening. Put in hear the broadcast.
It's interesting. But tell me one thing: cricket, can you anticipate something is going to happen? Like, for example, now the FIFA World Cup is going on, right? In the World Cup, I was fortunate to actually see the last World Cup in Qatar, and I saw Messi and Ronaldo and Mbappe and all of these guys in literally close quarters. And I'm telling you, like football, I've played football as well. I've played cricket as well. In football, you can sense something is going to happen, like either a flaring point, or a goal is coming, or something like that. Same in cricket. In cricket, as a cricketer, you can anticipate a wicket is going to come. If you're a bowler, if you're bowling, you know that 5 balls and he's under pressure, the batsman, 6 ball might get you a wicket keeper, the fielder, stuff like this. As a photographer, can you sense the tension, the build-up, what they talk about, and shoot that?
Yeah, sometimes players are out of form.
Right.
Sometimes they coming on the pitch and they are missing the shots too much, and you can make it out that he's not into his real form.
Right.
And there are chances that he might not go for a big runs that day. But also, like, when you're shooting cricket with experience, you come to know when the ball is coming and the way batsman is preparing himself to play the shot. There are chances of ball missing and going to the stumps. So especially digital photography these days, you can bust up your shooting mode and take like 20 frames a second.
Right.
So that safeguards you.
Now it's much easier now. So much easier.
And it has a tracking functions as well. You can track players and stuff. But still, you need to concentrate on the game.
Of course, the fundamentals still remain the same because they are the ones which are going to give you good
basic
match.
photographs have become much easier to shoot.
Right.
Earlier, if I would say someone is 20% good, someone is 40% good, someone is 60, someone is 80. Now they start from 80. First match is at 80 because of the equipment. So the difference in skills, camera skills, has become much less. Earlier, you had to be very good. So, for example, earlier, when the autofocus came, the continuous focus mode would not work. It will just keep searching. If someone is running, this will not shoot at all.
It wasn't quick.
So, what I did was, I kind of innovated in the camera part of it. So I put on single focus. That means you press once, it focuses only once.
Right.
After it won't focus, but it becomes, it becomes closer. It'll go out of focus. So what I used to do, I used to whole day I'll keep pressing it. So with my own finger, I would convert the single focusing mode into continuous. And whenever I see some action happen, actually shoot. That means whole day you're
like
doing
a
this.
half press.
Your finger becomes strong. And I keep on. And now it's just amazing.
Right.
Also, coming to your point that, what is essential for a sports photographer, make sure you have a proper gear, it's all charged up, everything is nice and clear, ready to shoot, you have a backup cameras as well, and take care of your equipment nicely, it's a long lens, it's expensive lens, once it's gone.
What is the standard equipment that a photographer...
Before we go there,
Yeah.
so ask Aman.
Yeah.
Should I talk about the thing? We were talking about all the nice things we got. What the time when we missed?
Yeah.
Because of our overconfidence.
Is it? Okay. The photograph that you guys missed. Okay.
Yeah, of course, the photograph we missed.
Because we took risk of going to the different positions.
No, not that. Not that. It's Chennai.
Yeah, I know.
So we both, we kind of get overconfidence because we think we are the only ones who are each other's competitor.
Right.
And India had all the top level order batsmen had got out. Tailenders were there. And there was Australia, I think so. Right?
Yeah.
And so we were in one hotel, Chola Shade or somewhere. We were staying there, both of us in the same hotel. And we went for breakfast. Normally we always go at 7 o'clock, but we said, no need to go early. Last 4 batsmen, the story of Indian batting is over. When Australia comes to bat, now you remember. Now you remember.
We shouldn't tell this, yeah.
You should, of course.
Secrets, huh?
Yeah,
Edit it up.
Secrets.
Okay, if it comes to bat, we can edit it. Huh?
Yes, we can.
So,
now we'll keep it secret.
keep it secret? No, let's have
Now
this.
we'll keep it secret.
Why? Come on.
Come on. It's okay.
It's fine.
okay.
It's
It's
fine.
okay.
Tell
It's
me.
nothing.
Now we'll keep it secret. We're talking about concentration here. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
there's nothing but concentration.
everybody has a lapse.
So we were having breakfast.
Now
We had done hundreds of matches. Yeah, full confidence.
Yeah, we went to the stadium and we
No,
suddenly
no.
found that our
Wait.
lenses were...
Let me tell you in full detail. There's a photographer called from AFP. He was actually, I was in Calcutta. He was, I mentored him in Calcutta. He was working with AFP by then. He got a transfer. He got to Chennai.
Right.
He was coming from home. So he's called me Arko. Bengali. He's a Bengali. So I said, come to our hotel. We'll have breakfast. It was his first match. So he was getting a bit stressed. He said, Arko, let's go. Match is going on. He was sitting there. Nah, come on. That Indian team or the Australian team come to bat. Before that, we'll go. It's just tailenders who will publish these pictures. Even they get out or hit, whatever. And we're sitting there. At least 10 times, he thought, let's go. Because this is his first match. So he's getting stressed.
He's excited.
We are putting our feet up and nicely having coffee after coffee. Let's have some omelette, khana khayenge, chai, coffee. Then suddenly Harbhajan Singh started hitting.
Yeah.
Chakke chokke.
I think I know this match. Yeah.
I think this guy is close to half century. We need to cover. So we ran to our room, got our equipment, got in the car, whatever. 3 of us left to the stadium. Gaye. Learned a big lesson that day. And Harbhajan was batting still. We took out our cameras and lenses. All 3 of us. But it's very humid there in Chennai. And pura raat, that lens was in AC, air-conditioned room. Fog, lake.
Ooh.
You can drink that water. तो हम दोनों पानी को करके, but अंदर पूरा fog. You can see nothing.
Right.
घिस जा रहे हैं धूप में. And that guy is coming from home. It was not an AC.
Nice.
And he goes for a flourish, for a shot. Very rarely you get batsman's face and clean board at the same time. Because he's looking down. But here he's going for a big shot, clean board, wickets are flying. His bat is like this. And हम दोनों
Great picture.
lens पकड़ के
साफ कर रहे हैं.
साफ कर रहे हैं. And Divyanshu,
You should cut this story.
cut the story. He got the picture.
No, but this is such a nice story.
And that next
So
day,
on.
in Telegraph at least, such a big picture
Yeah.
of this AFP. But I didn't feel
Nice.
bad.
Yeah.
You know why? Because I had mentored him, so I felt actually proud of him. First time I didn't feel so bad about losing out. But I told the students, जब hotel में जाओगे, and anything can happen. Okay, forget sports. Something happened at night. Sometimes you get a call, you go for sports, but something else has happened for news. You may have been told, go there now. Forget the sport, you go for it. Again, the same problem for every lens. And anyway, all the moisture is bad for your equipment. So keep your equipment in the washroom.
Oh.
In a 5-star hotels, I think so. I don't know, but wherever, there's no air conditioning in the washroom.
Right. But so even if you leave silica gel and stuff like that inside your bags, that doesn't help?
I have not tried it, but silica gel.
Because आजकल तो आता ही है ना हर एक इसमें.
I don't know if it'll help or not. I have not tried. I mean, you have to carry around with you silica gel.
Got it.
I don't know how it's in the airports with so much chemical, you know, and so keep it there. Or you can keep it in the cupboard also, but keep it in the. So I learned. Okay, this is nowhere in YouTube, nowhere anything. This is a practical this thing.
Right.
Keep the camera in the washroom. Equipment. Next morning you take it.
It's humid and nice and ready to shoot.
That's right.
Right. This is so interesting. Okay, let's talk about this. Okay.
Sorry,
Let's talk about what you guys told about the most interesting photo that you guys missed. Something which obviously was a little embarrassing, which is fine because everybody has a lapse of concentration. Let's talk about the most memorable picture that you guys have shot individually and why. And describe that picture to us.
I think for me, one of the most memorable cricket, if I'm sticking to cricket, has been the best test match I ever covered. The most dramatic one.
Right.
Just like everything in a match was the test match between India and Australia, which India was almost going to lose in 2001 in Eden Garden.
Dravid Lakshman one.
Yes.
Okay.
Everything it had. It had a hat trick by Harbhajan Singh, right?
Yes.
India had a follow on, and then Shane won. I can't believe he's there. The foot of his delight. He's so animated. If the ball touches anywhere, he'll appeal for LBW. Whole day no appeal.
Right.
The only thing was batting action of Bhavya Desai, and the next day, in first hour, Indian team got out, and then the Australian team came to bat. Every half an hour, 20 minutes, a wicket is falling. The whole team is celebrating, and Sachin was celebrating like a little kid. And that time the network was not so fast. By the time I'm not sending the first picture, the second one's getting out, the third one's getting out. And last 8 overs, McGrath, if they survive the 8 overs, it's be a draw.
Right.
And then the wicket fell. Series was tied 1-1.
Yeah.
I've never seen a celebration like that. That was the best celebration pictures I've seen. The entire team there, Sachin is there. McGrath is also the other side of the story, sitting like this.
Yeah.
And both of them in midair, Saurav and Harbhajan holding each other like a waltz and dancing.
Right.
And it's easier picture to shoot now. As I said, focusing was very difficult.
Right.
I don't know how many got it because I didn't see from anyone else. And so this picture, I remember this match, I remember. Everything was there.
Right.
In this match also, there's a second or third day, India was in a bad position and Saurav Ganguly got out. And he was walking out of the stadium after getting out. He was walking back to the pavilion, back to the dressing room. And he took out his helmet and his bandana or something he wears and he's setting his hair.
Yeah.
And just at the moment I shot him, and no one has to shoot anyone walking back actually. I never saw anyone. So I just thought of doing that. And he put his hand like this and perfect expression for matching the mood of the day.
Right.
I went back to my hotel. I had come from Delhi to Calcutta. And almost every other newspaper had 2 photographers there. So one of my old colleagues, I used to work in Calcutta Telegraph before that. So his colleague ended up, he got a call from his office. Hey, you want that picture of Saurav, which I was on AFP then, which AFP released. I said, Arko, what have you done? They're asking for the picture. We don't have it. None of them have it. No one has shot that before. And next day, I think 10 or 11 newspapers in Calcutta had front page. So it's a storytelling,
Right.
So it's not only action. It's not just action. Cricket is a test match. The best part is what picture may be important at 11 o'clock in the morning is dead by 2 o'clock.
Yes,
The
some
story
other
has
moment
changed.
comes.
You have to understand how the story is evolving. And that's what I like about test match. Where to sit, what is the story, who is important. I went to West Indies and with me came a French photographer from AFP. I was on writer's them. Very good photographer. But he's a French photographer. He doesn't know cricket, but he knows sports. So he was shooting all the action and everything. But in middle of the action, nothing is happening. I'm shooting something. He's telling me, I know you're shooting something important. I don't know what. But next day, he would see in the paper, reaction of the captain, the 2 captains walking past, all the storytelling pictures.
Right.
And then he, of course, caught on to that. He started doing himself. But this is what is interesting, which you don't get in T20 or in one day so much. T20 don't get it this at all. The storytelling how the story evolves through the day in Test match.
Yeah, and actually, like especially when you see a lot of the newspapers abroad, they literally track that story day in after day. Like whether you see the Ashes or whether you see where India goes to Australia or India is going to England, you actually can sense, because a lot of the players talk about this as well, that the media and what they see in the newspaper, that actually influences their mood as well.
Yeah.
It's so
I'd like
interesting.
to add something, and I don't want to blow my our trumpet here, but the fact that we pretty much defined Indian sports photography, cricket photography in India,
Right.
in the early part of the century or even the last century, from then onwards.
Yes.
Whenever it has to have matches, international matches, there will be photographers coming from outside.
Right.
So when I joined Reuters, and when I was AFP, I was introduced by a Reuters photographer, Indian photographer. An Australian photographer had come for Reuters, and she told me, this Indian photographer, that he's the Amitabh Bachchan of cricket in Reuters. When I joined Reuters, then I became friendly with this guy, this fantastic cricket photographer. I said, why don't you come to India these days? He says, you are there. And we were not only covering, it was reversed. So I was being sent for not India matches, Ashes, or in England. And they didn't give me the visa because the local guys, and but I covered non-Indian, like India, England, Sri Lanka, so it became the reverse. We pretty much, created Indian sports photography. Now I started a bit earlier, so I did a whole lot of things, experiments. So as I said, Saurav Ganguly coming back, anyone coming back, or bowling action. But this became regular after that. Maybe they were doing outside, I didn't know, but I was doing it in India for the first time from my own thinking. How he took it forward, if I can take the liberty of.
Yeah, go for it, man.
Everyone shoots, people get out, Sachin is coming back. Now the storytelling, see, this is storytelling, he's an amazing storyteller. He shot a picture of Sachin coming back, but not tight close-up. India was in a difficult position, and he gave a lot of space. It needs a lot of mature thinking to do this composition. Sachin is walking back, a lot of space ahead. Now I know what he thought. He thought something. The sports editor in that newspapers, they thought the same thing. And that's fantastic story. That long, tiring walk back.
So it's like a wide shot with Sachin in the center.
No, not in the center, side. Long walk ahead. The tiring walk, the long, and Sachin looking like also tired. So this is this innovation, storytelling.
And that walk when you play cricket, when you get out and you've not scored, that walk which is like just maybe 70 yards back to the dressing room can be the longest walk back ever.
So it's not an action, you have to be thinking that time. So I thought of, I didn't see anything that walking by Saurav, walking back, and others, or the bowling action. He took it ahead. So you see, we were challenging each other all the time with new thinking.
So the similar frame I got in Dharamshala as well. It's a beautiful ground with beautiful view of hills at the back, and these were very new matches in that ground. It was a newly built stadium. So suddenly I saw there was India-Pakistan match there, and suddenly I saw Inzamam getting out, and he's into his last verge of getting out of the game. And when he got dismissed, I quickly hooked up to my wide-angle lens. So another thing I want to share, sports photographers, and make sure your zoom, mid-zoom, and wide angles all are ready for any kind of action. When he got out, I was following him, walking back, and suddenly I thought of an idea like, all right, I'll pick up my wide angle, run to the place where he's going to pass by me, and I put a wide angle down there, and I took a wide angle of him walking back, and I see all hills at the back. That's a very beautiful image of him as well.
Nice, interesting. Okay, we're talking about this. So before we come to your memorable picture as well, let's just quickly talk about what is the essential gear that a sports photographer should have. Let's start with you. Just describe what would be the equipment of a sports photographer or a cricket photographer today.
Yeah, if you're shooting like cricket in India, 500 mm is pretty much the best lens to shoot cricket.
Right.
Sometimes you need 600 because some grounds are bigger in Australia or any other part of the world. But these days you can still manage with 500 because you have high megapixel camera. Even if you have to crop, you can crop as much as you can. Mid zoom, you can put 70-200 with you, and a wide angle.
Right. So basically 3 bodies, 3 lenses, and you're always ready to basically
to start with. But depending on the budget, you can have one more camera with 70-200 remote shooting for the pitch, different view, you can do that as well.
Got it. Interesting. And what else do you need apart from that? That's just the equipment. You have a lot of accessories.
Another thing, the time we were shooting in 2001 and 2, we didn't had much internet on the ground. We were using calling from our phone 172233, that BSNL internet, dial-up things, and we were reducing the file sizes to
just to email them,
quickly, and now we have Wi-Fi and facilities. We can connect cable to our camera body and transfer the images, so the technology has
changed, of course, no doubt. No doubt.
So yeah, pretty much good laptop to run your images, And another one thing is, I'm sure the technology is going to help you a lot in, pushing out the images on wire, but what are you pushing first is very important.
Okay.
Why are you pushing that image is very important, So you have to have good confidence on your images. Why this is important?
Pick the right one to send.
Pick the right one. You can't send 100 images to your office and then editor sitting on the desk will
edit. Pick the worst one.
So according to you or your experience, what should be the front page of sports page tomorrow? Why it should be so?
Like the moment of the day, like how
keeping that thing in your mind is very important.
Right.
You should consider on your selection as well. That's very important. If you don't know what image is the best, or pack of 2-3 images are the best images to play for tomorrow, then you actually don't have confidence in your images.
Got your point. Anything you'd like to add?
You have to have a good team on the other side.
Yeah.
For example, I was sending, that side was outside India. Those who have not heard of cricket, but don't know exactly what's what. So I had this guy who's going to be, I'm forgetting his name. In a practice session, he took a diving catch.
Okay.
So nice action. And then another picture was Shoaib Afridi, his bat, Sachin is Singh. Kind of a dull picture, just visually, but news-wise, that's more important.
Right.
So that guy said, we'll use one picture of that guy was diving, who's going to be 12th man. I said, don't do that. If you're going to use both pictures, then both. If you need one,
this is a bigger one.
No. This looks pretty just standing, and it's like Messi and Ronaldo talking to each other.
Yeah.
And we are handing ball, and he's not going to use that. And he's going to use some guy who's not going to play the match, and he's dived. So, you have to understand it yourself. You have to convince your team, okay, what's what.
Right.
So, as I said, the story you have to understand what you're shooting.
And if you have connected your LAN cable to your camera, you are actually sending a lot of images to your office. So make sure you put a star or priority sign. These days you can put some kind of 5-star rating to your images on the camera.
Okay. So that
for remote editing,
right?
You're not selecting.
Right.
They're selecting.
Yes. It's just basically filtering, so they know these are the best.
These are the best according to the photographer.
I don't like that at all. Yeah. Your favorite pictures don't go and I have to edit my own pictures.
You should know, your editor and photographer should know each other very well. Why he's sending this,
Got it.
The editor should know cricket.
Of course. I know you had a bad experience.
Tell us about this experience. No, not basically. Just generally, like you shot something, then you.
I told you on that. They want to use Bala. What's his name is bowler that he's diving and they want to use
Balaji.
No, not Balaji. He's a spin bowler. I'm forgetting.
Indian
spin bowler. Anyway.
Okay.
Murli
Karthik, the left hand.
Anyway, I forgot. So
Okay.
they want to give more preference to that than to Shoaib Afridi and Sachin.
True.
So I wrote a big letter then. Please, don't edit like this. Cropping, bad cropping, and all that. I like to do it myself. Cropping is a very
But do you have that much time when you are shooting as well? Like you said, you guys have like 10 minutes to just send stuff up.
There's another photographer, very well-known photographer now. He was a youngster that time. And my toughest competition has been from the subcontinent. He is there, another photographer named, I was in Pakistan covering the Friendship series. That was one of my toughest series. There's another brilliant photographer, Jewel Samad, AFP. So he was sitting next to me and Aman was sitting that side. And, I would show Jewel, just to, we were having fun with each other, we were friends. So I take my laptop. Hey, you got this? Look at this picture. He took out a laptop. You mean this one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then he would show me. What about this? I said, that one. Wait. You mean this one? This kind of competition, and then Aman is there. There's no scope for a fourth photographer. There's no scope. Suddenly I'm seeing next day, it's not AP, it's not AFP, it's not Reuters, it's an Indian news agency. And I saw him at work. I've seen many photographers work. When Zahir Khan is coming bowling, I see a tap on my shoulder. And a photographer offers me peanuts. And I'm trying to focus on that. He's not even shooting. People are getting back and walking. They're not able to sit for 6-7 hours and focus on that game. And I saw this youngster. And with one hand he's shooting, the other hand he's working on the laptop. I told him that I don't see you in this. I see you in an international agency very soon. And hopefully, in Reuters, which happened. So you can almost guess who it is. But this is a special skill. Focusing, multitasking. You can't even a break start. He told me, people told me that you will not be much of, I won't be much of help because he doesn't talk. And he said I helped him, so he was very happy. He said, now we realize you can't talk. How can I talk in a match? Because in between overs, we're trying to get the pictures out. That's the time you get. But you have to keep an eye there. As I said, anything can happen.
Right.
So as you're sending, and it's and bright sun, you can't see the laptop, so you have to cover. Now you got other things which you can put on laptop in the bright sun. So equipment is important. You are working 6 hours, 7 hours non-stop. There's no break. The bowler has a break, but you are sending the pictures. You are shooting, sending throughout. Newspaper is much easier because at the end of the day, you can completely focus on the game and go back to office and prove. But we got to keep sending throughout. We can't send too many. So you have to, as I said, you know which pictures are important. Right?
Interesting. Let's talk about, you guys spoke about what you call you didn't speak about your most memorable picture.
Oh, yes.
What was that?
I actually want to put it the other way. I have many memorable images.
There has to be one. You have
one.
Yes.
I don't want to say one. You want. I also remember.
So the Dhoni ones with his hair flying is quite memorable.
I thought so.
And then Ricky Ponting with the fireworks in the background. Nobody else has that. That was memorable. Then India-Pakistan final, T20 World Cup final, that was memorable images as well. So that's
right. Interesting. Were you guys, I know that you mentioned about the final of the World Cup and the last picture, basically, which, I'm sure that when we put this up also on the screen, everybody will watch it. And when they see it, they'll immediately remember. Were you guys there when Yuvraj Singh hit the sixes?
Yes, I was there.
Yeah. Describe that experience as a photographer and also someone who just basically saw that.
Well, we never expected that thing going to happen. Right. First ball he 6, it's a normal 6. Second ball 6, second ball 6. Third ball 6, it's getting there. Fourth ball 6, fifth ball 6. Oh my God, and then when the last ball came, we were very nervous. Oh my God, that has to be a 6. And when he got a 6, wow.
What was the image that you shot at that time?
I have images of all the
sixes, is it?
Yeah, but this is an easy thing to shoot.
Sitting
in one place. What was really difficult, really made us sweat, was Shane Warne's highest wicket taker. Going to score, take 700 wickets or something, 700 plus. It was happening in Bangalore. And I don't know, the captain with the intention is having fun with the photographers. He's every 2-3 overs changing his, and we have to have him facing us. We are literally a bunch of photographers. You can see running from this end, then this end,
back this way.
with equipment, entire equipment. And we're of course not reaching there. So halfway through, he's coming to bowl, we stand there and we shoot.
Right.
So
because that's an iconic moment.
Just for that one moment, just where he's going to like this at the ball.
Yes.
Oh, he made us struggle so much. I think he was doing intentionally, seeing us run. We're laughing. Oh, look at the photographers run. Okay, now I'm going to change over. We'll come from this side. You see, they'll run that side.
Right. I mean, Ponting was the captain then, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Wow. But the equipment also, one more thing. Earlier when I started, we used to have tripods.
Right.
Later we moved to monopods. So you can move around, So monopod, I started with 400mm or 600mm because it was a full frame.
Right.
Film camera was a full frame. Later moved to 400 with 2 converters, silly converters, 1.4 and 2x. Right?
Very important.
But they were not full frame, so we had to have that. I think now with high megapixels,
Yeah.
You can just crop in directly. I think that, of course,
And
the
depends-
equipment has got so
And
sophisticated.
depends on what kind of cricket you're covering. In Test
Yeah.
match, it'll be different because in IPL, you can't go very tight.
Hmm.
So much of action is happening.
So much of
You're not
action.
one
Off
batting
the
action,
ball.
so many
Yeah.
things happening. So you need to have a little bit more loose frame.
So much
Right.
diving happens in IPL.
Right.
So much full of action. It's so easy to get so many actions in IPL.
Right. Like IPL, you guys are talking about. At what point does a photographer also decide? Sometimes, especially in today's day and age, a lot of times the fans, one picture, something like that really becomes iconic. Like, for example, the World Cup as well. I don't know if you guys saw this one picture of this one fan. She went viral just a few days back. And that made more news bigger than actually the match which was going on. At what point does a photographer actually feel or think that do you ever even shoot a fan or any fan movement?
Always, every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, every day.
I mean, it's before the start of the game, you can see the fans cheering up, and you have that time slot to get
Right.
those extra shots as
Right.
well. And even during the break, and if you have enough time after filing your images, you can swing by for 5 minutes to just take some more action of on the ground what fans are doing. But having a team of 2 or 3 photographers
Right.
is always a good idea. Again, depending upon the budget, and that way the third photographer can concentrate on fans,
Right.
taking some beautiful shots of from the top angle, from that angle, from the other side of the stadium, with the fans in the background and player in the middle of the frame.
Right.
Something different from what you get from sitting on the ground.
Right. Interesting. From a perspective of challenges, you mentioned right in the beginning that we established that these are the things that you need to focus on. Top 5 challenges that a photographer will face on ground while shooting cricket.
Facilities at the stadium,
Right.
lack of it rather.
Infrastructure.
For example, we went to Hyderabad and I don't take the name, the former cricketer was heading that association. And we said we need PowerPoints for laptop. He said, why do photographers
Why do
need
you need
laptop?
PowerPoints? Yeah. Somebody said me, why do you need a Wi-Fi and on the
Yeah.
ground?
Yeah.
The arrangements in India is
But
the
it-
most difficult place to
yeah.
cover
But
cricket
now they
in
must have
India.
gotten a lot better.
Yeah,
I'm
they got
assuming.
better now, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think it's difficult to survive without Wi-Fi these days.
I can tell you something right now. I don't know if we should carry that or not. I'll tell it and we'll decide whether
I think
it's the most difficult place to cover in India because of many other reasons also.
Yeah.
You mean the
Fans.
stadium?
It's much better to cover in India if you're a foreigner.
Foreign, yeah.
Oh, really?
Cricinfo wanted to interview me about stadiums, facilities stadiums. I said, forget the stadiums, they inanimate the people. Right? When you go outside India, you treat it much better. You get much better facilities. But here, I remember once.
Pushkar Darbar, man. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I think let's not get into
Yeah,
political
the-
controversies.
yeah.
That was. Let's stick to sports.
Photography, yeah. I think the bigger challenges would be. Yeah, I think the big challenges would be how you see yourself in the ground. Like you should know your competitors as well. And if you are sitting in one position and what you're getting is the other competitor photographer is also getting the same thing.
Right.
So what makes you different from him is you have to just get out of that
Right.
position.
That has something different.
It has to be different. That then only people
Right.
can see different images. So that photographer has to take that risk.
Right.
So
No, I get it. I'm sorry to come back to what you were just mentioning about. See, but these are the opportunities, these are the platforms where we can actually discuss these things so that things become better, right? I'm sure that things might, like for example, Wi-Fi and all of these things, infrastructure you're talking about. I'm very sure that at the time when you guys are shooting a lot more regularly, I know that you still shoot, but when you guys are shooting a lot more regularly, I'm very sure that Wi-Fi and all of these things are infrastructure wise as well have gotten a lot better, because I think in today's day and age, I'm assuming that there must be a mandate from BCCI as well that look, in order to promote Indian cricket, people require a certain level of infrastructure and that needs to be provided, at least the basic of it.
I think when we started, like back in those days, we were shooting from film, right? And then the new digital technology came in, and then we shifted to digital. Then we started filing from the ground, you know, and the authorities. That thing was new for the authorities as well to understand
at that time, yes.
Why would you need a Wi-Fi on the ground? And but I think by the time now, I think they all understand that, normal, you know. And now we have very good facilities on the ground. We have good Wi-Fi,
everywhere?
You know, everywhere. You have a LAN cables connections. You have LAN cable connections on the ground for photographers, you know. Water facility, food facilities, everything is spot on.
Yeah, because I think there's
Ahmedabad.
Lovely food.
Oh, they serve you ice cream.
Ice cream, chai.
What's the best stadium to shoot at?
And where the stadium is, Calcutta is beautiful.
Yeah.
And the most difficult to shoot.
Right.
Ahmedabad is the most comfortable. Winter mein chai peete. No other assignment in the world you do chai peete.
Right.
Winter mein.
Okay.
But I don't really like winter or not, but I love shooting in winter.
Right.
So
it just shows how infrastructure has changed.
See what they done. They create a dugout.
Right.
Which means you do not come in front of the spectators.
Right.
But here in Wankhede, right? In Calcutta, Eden Garden, the stadium is beautiful. But there's a little space between the spectators and the ground. And you're sitting on the bench right front, and these guys are going on shouting at you. And then they hear you also, you know. See,
you can't put umbrella on top as well.
It's not allowed, is it?
I'm a fan of
They can't see the game.
Exactly.
I'm a fan of Sachin, right? Or other. But when I'm on the ground, my first loyalty is toward my own photography.
Right.
So it doesn't matter who gets out or something. And I got a lovely picture of Sachin getting out, clean ball. Wickets are flying, his face is there, the entire flourish. The ground is, when he gets out, pin drop silence. The only sound was me. Wow, nice picture. Oh. And Peter says, Sachin out ho gaya. Tu khushi mana raha hai. You know, I thought, okay, thank God there's a fence. I'm right. I had to go forward. Guys are punching me, bro.
I think now BCCI has, you know, improved a lot.
Yeah, they have a lot of money. Like earlier, like I don't know if you guys saw this very interesting podcast when with Lalit Modi as well, which just went on air recently, where he actually describes about how earlier Indian cricket was treated when Australia and England were ruling the roost. Now, of course, everybody knows that BCCI has the maximum amount of money, which is the reason why they call the shots, because literally 70-80% of the world cricket runs literally on their funding. But he actually said this on a podcast, and it is so good. You guys can also watch it if you haven't. He actually said that 20 years back, he's like, we used to run like beggars to Cricket Australia and English Cricket Board, and they used to basically just leave us like some tukde, and they'd be like, "Okay, you be happy with it." He's like, so why, when we are now having this level of money, why should we not be happy?
Well, we should be thankful to the stars.
Of course, absolutely.
In cricket,
yes,
you know, the stars came in, and Virat Kohli,
yes,
Sachin Tendulkar, Rahul Dravid, and now we have Suryakumar, you know, and people outside India also wanted to see them. Like, you know, they respect those players as well. You know, so that increases the standard of cricket in.
Of course,
you know?
Absolutely.
And then there's a big fan following as well, and then merchandise, commercial, you know, and
of course, there's big money in Indian cricket. There's no doubt about it. Let's talk about players. Have they ever reacted to you guys when you guys shoot, or any anecdotes with players? Because after shooting for so many years, there are bound to be off the field friendships, chemistry, whatever, anything that they look at.
Yeah, they ask for pictures.
Oh yeah, they ask for pictures. Yeah.
Tell me, who's one player who has asked for their pictures a lot, or who are the players who have asked for pictures?
I have shot Yuvraj Singh diving many times.
Right.
One instance, I had image of him taking a successful catch, and the next day he, you know, I came to that he was looking for me. That I mean, he knew I had got that image because it was published in the newspaper, and then and he asked me or send that image to my email address, and I forgot I was busy, you know, shooting some practice sessions as well, and the next practice session he was looking for me. Where is Aman? Hey, tu Punjabi.
Yes.
I said, no, I'll send. Then finally I sent him the image. Yeah.
Right.
He's good. He's a nice guy. Yeah.
What about you, Arko?
There's some other names,
Yeah, I mean,
Ask.
yeah.
Send it.
Okay.
Especially if the bowlers get a wicket. I see more bowlers have asked him. Really for you batsmen, but for me, like उसका wicket ले लिया, है ना? Brian Lara का photo है. Then the series is published, so send it.
Right.
Just want to take the hat trick, you want the pictures, okay.
I think in like 2001 and 2 or 3, the internet just came in and images were not spreading that widely as they go viral nowadays.
Right.
So that's why they would actually have to follow all the images. So that might be a reason. Why players
More
are
than Indians
asking.
have gone outside, the Sri Lankans and all that.
Yeah.
They're more accessible in that way. So I feel more comfortable.
Yeah.
The Tilak,
Dilshan Tilak.
his first century ever, which is a very and very
Dilshan.
celebrated. So I was the only one who had that photo. So I gave it to him. I made a print actually and gave it.
Right.
I'm sure he'll treasure that, for life. His first century.
Interesting. India, these are the stadiums outside. How's the experience just outside when you're shooting? You guys mentioned about that. Infrastructure, generally it's like really good. The atmosphere, environment.
Well, outside India, events are very well organized. In India also, events are well organized. I know back in the days we had some issues, but I think they have. Everyone has improved well, and photographers' positions are allocated.
Right.
So you know where you're going.
Okay.
You have your bibs. That's a photographer's bib.
I'm raising my eyebrow.
Yeah.
Goa.
So yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So
Very diplomatic, huh?
So you exactly know where you're going.
Right.
There are photo managers, who help you. You get a water, food at right time during the break, or if you don't have time, they will keep food for you and stuff. You have their phone numbers. Wi-Fi is not connecting. They will come down. They will send someone, IT guy, to help you with your internet or
Right. Nice.
something goes anything there.
I understand.
Yeah, those things have improved a lot.
But it's so popular in India, the crowd and the people, and the washroom going to why you don't go for one more reason, because it's far away.
Right.
You come back and
if you go to washroom during a break, there's going to be a huge queue in the washroom.
You have to wait.
Yeah.
Right.
where it's much more relaxed. I really enjoy one place. I really enjoyed cricket is Sri Lanka.
Okay.
Right, completely relaxed. You can go very well. And South Africa, I really enjoyed South Africa.
West Indies is also nice.
Yeah.
These countries have a great atmosphere.
Yeah.
They're drinking outside. It's literally
Yeah. Drinking outside. I went to Jamaica match. I was so thirsty.
the party.
And I'm asking these people, pani hai, water.
Like beer.
Yeah, beer. Beer, man. Have beer. Yo. Wow.
No, but you know what? I'm sure that you guys have shot at Lords, for sure. But for anyone who's actually,
I haven't.
Okay, so I've seen a match. And you said Ajinkya Rane, right? So that was a match that I had gone for. India versus England. Everybody from the top order got out. India was really in shambles. Ajinkya Rane was the one who scored a century. I don't know if you guys remember that game, but I saw it at Lords. And I think on my phone I'll have a picture of Sourav Ganguly. I was literally just third row from the fence at mid-off, and I still have a picture with him where he's standing, he's talking on the phone and stuff. But for anyone who wants to experience a match, that atmosphere, the way they enjoy the cricket, I think Indians enjoy the cricket to the fullest, but they are extremely emotional, right? They will get a different level of high when probably a Kohli or a Dhoni or somebody hits the ball out of the park or makes a milestone. And then they'll be equally annoyed if he gets out or something of that sort. But the whole atmosphere and the culture around the sport over there, that's just amazing. Like when there's a break, people will go out. They actually have like nice food trucks and stuff like that. Everybody's standing, there's some light music playing. You can have a beer, you can have food and all of that. Come back, then everybody's like just watching and waiting. You can really sense. I still remember when Ajinkya Rane scored that 100, there was not even a single person in that stadium who didn't stand up and applaud his innings.
Yeah, that's right. I think cricket fans in India are too much emotionally attached with the Indian cricket that they feel that they have to win every tournament, every game, you know. But it's a sport, you know. One has to win, one has to lose, you know.
Yeah, no, true. I just meant like the whole experience of attending a match there and attending a match here. This is like all adrenaline, right? You're like, yes. Over there, it's genuinely experience.
Yeah, but it's not always very pleasant, you know.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times what they're chanting is not
true.
So even in Australia also, you know, fans, they pass on different comments to each other, and that happens in every game everywhere.
Yeah, not so much. Sri Lanka, I've never seen that. Sri
Lanka,
Lanka, very chilled out. They don't care who's winning or losing. They want to play the music. That's it.
They keep playing their band.
Yeah, that's
the
it.
whole day they keep playing their band.
Yeah. But I think less population as well. Okay. Couple of last few questions. One, at what point when you guys basically you started out, would you call, as people on two different sides of the stick, obviously with either agencies, and what was that point where you guys became friends? Because I'm sure that you guys didn't know each other in the beginning, but obviously I'm sure you must have heard of him after that. When he saw your pictures, obviously
I have spent more time, traveled more with him than with my wife.
Yeah.
We'll check in the same hotel, same flight, check in, check out, check in. See, it's like in a sport.
Right.
You know, you also have to respect for each other professionally.
True.
Why do you think Federer is friends with Nadal and not with world number 125?
Right.
It's mutual respect for each other.
Yes.
The one who made you laugh, the one you cry, the one you enjoyed winning, the one you felt bad losing. So we have gone through we have put each other through an emotional roller coaster for a very long time.
Yeah.
So you're bound to, you know.
Yeah. No, so what was that point? I want to know, what was that point where you guys became friends?
Actually,
from rivals.
Actually,
friends we have been beginning.
Actually, knowing each other's capabilities and what you talk about cricket photography and what you deliver about cricket photography. And then when we both sit together, we talk of batting actions, bowling actions, different kind of images of cricket, what was better, what was not good, you know, and sharing the same level of ideas, and that brought us a bit more together.
Got it.
You know,
Understand.
and our reasoning were very similar, you know.
Very nicely put.
Our reasoning were very similar.
Yeah.
Why you didn't go there? Why I didn't go there? You know, and if you share these kind of thoughts, it's a bit of understanding from where you're talking. You know.
Right. Okay. This you said.
Well, I just want to add, you know.
Sure.
You are just focused on each other. Like Shoaib is focused on Sachin focused on Shoaib. You're not call it in a friendly way, in whatever way. That's the way we focus on each other. For example, I thought I got a nice picture, dive. I shot it. Next second, my thought comes, where he got it or not. So immediately I turn my lens on him to see where his lens is focused. Is it there? It's not on the pitch. So it is away from the pitch. So I turned my lens and shot that. I got it. Then I want to see whether he got it or not. I know where he's sitting. He's sitting on the other side. I turn my lens towards him. Guess where his lens is turned on me. So we both waved at each other. So got this kind of focused on each other for years.
Got it.
You know?
Right. You said this is so interesting. Okay, fine. Like, what are the must-haves for a good cricket picture?
First of all, action, story, news, composition. 4 things.
See, what's sports photography? Same thing what you said, and different word. Action, emotion. Emotion is a very important part of sports photography.
Right.
Like celebrating or disappointed. Then this is what is the content, right? Then you also have using the composition, interesting, innovative composition, using light, right? And of course, the storytelling. It's not just batting action or just an emotion. Like I said, his a picture of Saurav coming back, or him, Sachin coming back, and so many other things. I think in general we had a picture of how people interact with each other, right? The storytelling part of it.
Right.
So I would say action, emotion, storytelling, composition, and using light. If I have to put it, maybe many other things, but what comes to my mind?
The top ones. Got it. Okay. Final question: what's your advice to any budding sports photographers or cricket photographers who are out there?
I would say invest on your equipment. very important for sports photography. And before the big games, try to shoot local level games. Very important. Ranji Trophy, local city, intercity tournaments.
Right.
Very important to understand those games and follow them on the TV. Which player plays how, and
Right.
and same things you apply on the big match. Practice makes you more perfect.
Right. Interesting.
But do you want to be a sports photographer or do you want to be a cricket photographer?
Okay.
And there's nothing like a cricket photographer alone. For an
Right.
agency, you could be sent. It's covered Olympics. I've covered Olympics. We've covered F1. We have covered different events. So, you got to good in everything now. Swimming, right? So you got to train yourself. Go to school event. See, it may not be Olympics, but it's the same thing happening. Our students, you see the pictures. The swimming pictures is just Olympic world-class photography, like any agency would do. In swimming, the students would do
That's
that.
right.
Right? It may be a school tennis. So what's stopping from shooting like an amazing tennis match and all the expressions, emotions? Children are even better in emotions. They
like 100 meters would be the same 100 meters.
Yeah.
And see how I started. In Chennai, there's no concept of sports photography. And now everyone go and before they start, they shoot and they leave. For example, in table tennis, they go right in front of the table, shoot up the flash, take both the players, and then evening they'll know who won. So I would stay back. And the organizer said, sorry, you can't shoot. The flash will disturb. I said, do you see a flash? And how will you shoot? That's my problem, right? So, I started with a Pentax K1000 and a normal lens. And I was shooting, my first international thing was, when I was an internee actually, was the Asian beach volleyball thing happening in Chennai on the Marina Beach. And the big one in sports was the Hindu newspaper. They have all the equipment. So whatever they shoot, the rest would shoot that. And they had all this fancy equipment. So they were trying to shoot a spike, 2 players each side, beach volleyball. And it's a nice picture, but everyone's going to get the same picture. So I noticed, when I was a youngster, that there's a lot of diving because there are only 2 players, but there's no autofocus. So I can't focus, and I'm shooting fully open, right? And there's no flash. And you can't shoot that. The shutter speed is coming at 1/60, which means you're going to get a blur.
Blur, yeah, true.
You need to be at least on 1/500. But if I'm 1/500, it'll be 3 stops underexposed, dark picture. So what I did was, I saw a lot of diving where it's happening. So I pre-focused on that and shot at 1/500. And everyone looking at me with contempt. Who's this youngster? Why are they allowing amateurs to come with their small cameras and all that? They're looking at contempt. So I shot.
Share that thing as well when you were in Olympics and you were shooting diving. How to achieve those freeze action images.
See, that's one of the experimentation. This helped me because I had very good grounding in darkroom photography. I studied a lot and I knew what to do, and also your own thinking. So these guys were diving. His film camera, I don't know what I got. I know there's some diving I got. Is it sharp in focus or not? I'll know later. And because it's 3 stops underexposed, I push process by half an hour. From 10 minutes, 30 minutes. It was very grainy. When you push process, you get a grainy image. But Indian Express, that also is grainy, so it matches. And I got a guy like a scorpion, horizontal, and his legs are like this. The ball.
Nice.
This big.
Yeah.
Next day, I see half their crowd is around me. And some people are trying to see, how is he getting it? What setting? That I will show it to him. This is my setting. So, with the confidence, I'm a youngster. I have nothing to I have not seen it. There's no internet, nothing.
Right.
It's all my own thinking. You have to have confidence in your thinking. You have to do something different. And, every day something different I was producing, not the same thing.
Right.
I know you should see
back in those days, there was no YouTube.
And I shot a picture, beach volleyball women's. I should share this. Okay, edit if it sounds a bit.
Yeah.
From the signal.
Yeah, even today. Yeah.
Now it's being covered by all the agencies. I had no idea about agency. Straight from my head.
Same happens in badminton.
Where should you?
So.
But when a woman, they're wearing a swimsuit, and then with the finger, it looks obscene. So it depends. But
it can be misconstrued when you take the picture. Right.
So I shot that. My sports department was very sporting. I loved the sports department. They loved me. This big Indian Express. There was no email. Flooded with actual snail mails, actual envelopes coming. what is Indian Express? Is it a pornographic magazine or not?
Oh my
I
gosh.
took it as a compliment. That those people took the pains of writing, putting on envelope, putting the stamp and sending it. Hate it, love it. Don't ignore my pictures. Shooting standard pictures is boring.
Yeah, of course.
Right?
I mean, like,
Same thing on advertising,
Yeah.
Either you love it or hate it. But, so you have to, I had technical expertise. I knew that.
Right.
You innovative thinking, confidence in yourself.
Right.
That's what. Then I would go, for example, in swimming. All are sitting down and talking. The school swimming.
You went on the
The moment they
diving board.
finished, everyone's saying, do this, do this. That's the picture. But I had a Sigma, not even a Pentax, but not a Pentax lens. I didn't have the money. I was old, third-party Sigma, 7200, and I was trying this butterfly stroke or breaststroke, and they come out like this. And I had seen these pictures in maybe Sports Star or something. I said, no, I have to first shoot that quality internationally. And at fast shutter speed, low depth of field, and his eyes are coming out. I don't know what I got.
Right.
I went back. It was an Olympic type of photograph in Indian Express. This big, all droplets in the air, just looking out of the thing, and this big. Tennis, I was doing the same thing. Golf, I was doing. Golf, I was very interested in. Now, all what they do is 6 o'clock in the morning, tee off. 20, 30 players, and they all sit down there. Everyone's picture is this. They write down the name. Okay, second player, tee off, and they all leave. I would go 3 hours and hoping this golf guy will put in the bunker, sand, and I get a sand picture and all that.
Interesting.
So I worked very hard. And
what is this Olympics picture that he was just talking about? The one
old diver ko freeze karta.
That one. That was a technical challenge. I'll come to that later. But I think something else comes to my mind on Olympics. I was supposed to cover diving and some other event. Then some thought came to my head. I never in my life seen fencing, right? But I had an idea. So I asked my chief photographer, can I cover that once? He said, yeah, go ahead. So fencing is Hungarians and French and Italians, and forget about fencing, no photographer ever covered that. So in all the, like we have a cricket circuit, I know him, he knows me, we know each other. These guys know each other. And suddenly this Indian lands a photographer. Who's the guy? So instead of sitting on the chair, I put my camera. And I take a mobile phone and put it underneath for the angle. These guys, and I sit next to the camera. These guys are all watching me. What this odd Indian guy is doing. And I focused there. And film cameras had multiple exposure. Now digital also have. But those days, there was no multiple exposure. So if I just keep it open, it'll be a blur. There's a dark background and 2 guys in white outfits. So if I have to freeze them, my shutter speed has to be fast. And that means I have to emulate the shutter speed in with my hand. So this is too slow. So I started doing this. I thought, okay, so I put on 30 seconds. Moment they say something and they both come forward, I do this. I don't know, these guys are shooting or looking at me. What is the snake charmer from India doing? Some voodoo magic? All this thing. I'm sitting on the floor, the chair is next to me, the camera is there, and I'm right? So there, no, I never see the pictures. I know what's coming up. I knew this was in this fencing. And even my chief asked me, how do you do this? How do you get this? I said, like this.
This trade secret.
I never seen anywhere, nothing from my head. I say, youngsters,
this understanding.
If you are as good as the present cricket players, can you get in a team? No, you have to be better than someone. So if you want to be a sports photographer, you have to do something different by composition, by technical knowledge, by this something different. Otherwise, why are there? Everyone doing the same thing. You also going to do the same thing. One more drop in the ocean. No, won't do now. With all this fancy equipment and this, you have no place. You have no value. You have to do something different. Storytelling.
You have to stand out.
You have to, technically, something you have to stand out. In I had what are you saying about diving? Never seen in my life. So they're not. I did hockey and all that, but they said diving.
Which Olympics is this?
Athens.
Athens. Okay.
So now the light was not too good. So shutter speed is even 1/500 is, they're getting a bit dark. 1/500 is pretty fast, but and I'm not editing the picture. It's going straight to it's a remote thing, and the editing center is there. And these guys come over. I'm shooting them, and they said, Arko, your picture's a bit blurred. Face is a bit soft, a little blurring. I said, what can I do? 1/1000 is blurred, 1/500 is blurred. Picture's almost dark. Anything less will be a very
which
exposed.
sport?
Diving.
Okay.
So you have to think then. Now these guys are all experts in diving. They do that. They're the circuit. I've now done that, but you have to adapt immediately. So anything that goes up, before it comes down, for a fraction of a second, it still
Stays there.
it goes up.
Oh, just when it's basically
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
And then I had 3 lenses, 70-200, 300, I think I had 300 and a 400 maybe. And I was getting scared to shoot with a high because they're going in, the hand is going out of the frame. So I was shooting 70-200 and it's not happening. Something I was thinking what to do. Then this physics law came to my mind. So I put the camera up and they would go there, even with a slow shutter speed, they're absolutely
capture
frozen.
them.
Yeah.
So they would go there and do their, touch the head and do this and then come down. So then I put 400 and shooting sharp, everything is frozen. We had to adapt, right? So I tried to get a lot of experience, like I went to 100 meters. It was not, again I asked for permission. And then I saw how it is covered. One photographer, our main guy, Gary Hirschhorn, brilliant sports photographer. He's the cheap guy who organizes that so many 16-20 cameras for Reuters being used to cover 100 meters. And he himself is handling 4 cameras, one with his hand, 3 with his legs. And you'll see for everyone, there's a sea of cameras, no photographers, right? And all you have to, and he was using me to focus. And he's telling me, and just half an hour later will be the big thing. And he's focusing, why here, why there? You can't be too far, otherwise it'll go into a buffer. And that's why I want to cover this, because I thought, okay, maybe when there's Asian Games and I have to cover, I should know a bit, you know. Then they said, okay, Arko, you go and shoot the photo finish. Photo finish on top.
Oh, okay.
And keep an eye. There's a women's final. And I have no idea who are the ones. He said, keep an eye on this Bulgarian woman or something like that, something he said. And, you know, she could win. So, okay, fine, it's easy from top. You can see everyone, right? We went up. Again, I'm not part of the circuit. This is a European American circuit. No Indian 100 meter runners. No one covers from India. So I was a complete stranger to them. So they were discussing who will win or not. So I put in 2 bits of mine, 2 cents, you know. I think this Bulgarian woman will win. I have no idea, but I heard it, no problem. They looked at me, who's the guy? Like, yeah, okay. Anyway, suddenly I realized the difficulty I am in. It's not an easy picture. My picture is a very critical picture. It's not just a sports program. It's an evidence who won.
Exactly, yeah.
So
that's
if
why it's a photo
2
finish.
people are there, I have to get the leading leg of the winner.
Exactly.
I said, how can I do that? I have to trust God. Just put a fast shutter speed and do that. That's what I did, you know. So, and the one supposed to win, Bulgarian, she won.
Right.
And thank God I got that for her feet wing, and the second guy's feet was behind the woman's feet. And I don't know, it was semi-final maybe, or not final. I don't know, forget that. There's one more after that. And the one I said, won. Then suddenly all these European photographers, who's going to win the next one? This guy predicted who's going to win. I said, next one? Gary didn't tell me who's going to win the next one. But it was a fantastic experience. And you have to have kayaking, beach volleyball, fencing, diving, synchronized swimming, not hockey. Hockey also I did. I think also did hockey. Hockey also did. But these are all new, absolutely new. And you don't have time to adapt. You have to have your technical skills, technical knowledge, everything, and no spoon feeding. No one will tell you what to do. It's Olympics.
You're in the ocean of sports photography.
Yeah, I was just going to ask
ocean,
you.
Everyone with a camera. I know since so many photographers, you know.
Yeah. How is the experience of Olympics as a photographer? I mean, like, because literally it is one of the most watched sporting event in the world, and like everybody descends on it.
Yeah, it's good experience because everything is organized. You know, from AP.
Pressure-wise, I mean, I mean to say, like, pressure-wise to deliver a good picture.
Well, I mean, there are communication guys there who dedicatedly from agencies, you know, who go there much earlier than the game starts, you know, see every ground infrastructure, where the cables have to be laid down, where internet has to be provided, what's a backup plan. Everything is ready for you. You know? You just have to be there and shoot.
Interesting.
That's a pretty nice answer, but mine is exactly the opposite.
Yeah, please tell me. That's what.
Later, I didn't enjoy it.
Yeah.
For many reasons. First, my own logistics. I think those guys love to walk. Athens, you know. There's games village, a sports village where media was there. So they put us in an apartment, 4 rooms, 4 different guys. I had a room which was so small, 1 TV, and a room was as big as the bed, nothing else. 1 common washroom. Early morning I had to leave, and the walk is 1 or 2 kilometers to the main gate.
With all the equipment.
And there's an MPC media, and then there's a bus that comes and picks you up,
Yeah.
which doesn't take you to the center. So it takes you halfway through. Get down and the bus.
Yeah.
Then get down, huge queue. Photographers, journalists,
Yeah.
workers, all kind of, and can you imagine the security, the amount of checking and the amount of time I have to wait. But I'm already tired, no breakfast. Get in, I walk past the athletic stadium, the swimming pool stadium, this stadium, and I have 2-3 walks, and you're carrying a hell of a lot of equipment, 2 laptops, 3 the cameras. You can't fall short that time, nothing goes. So, like a coolie, I'm walking 2.5 kilometers, reach there, and I've never in my life seen so many photographers at the same time, like ants. And you are, that day, a million pictures will be pushed, and yours will be 1 or 2 of them, that's it. And an event in your country, they've never heard of and they've never published. So where it's getting published, you have no idea. Right? Canada maybe, China maybe, but not in your own country diving, right? So I'm just fulfilling a purpose, serving a purpose.
You're doing a job.
You're doing a job. Next to me, 50 photographers. Next to me, your position is this, you stick here.
And you don't
What do
have
get?
much freedom
No freedom.
at that place. Yeah.
And then by the time they finish for the afternoon, again that bus going out and go, and now you immediately put everything for charging, wash your clothes, and I guess the first time I get to eat in the day is some sandwiches, and then put things on the veranda for drying and everything, got it back, again 4 or 5 o'clock leave.
Wow.
Come back by 12 o'clock, no food, gone, no dinner. And I said, okay, let's watch TV channel. There's 17 channels, which is showing 17 stadiums. Then everything is over. So only sleep out of the stadium. Next stadium. I have no idea what's happening in the world. No BBC, no CNN, nothing. And just this every day.
Right.
And it's not something you're doing very. I'm trying innovative. I'm trying diving to be in a blur, a panning shot. Okay, fine. But just one more picture in millions of pictures.
True.
Compared to that, we're covering a cricket World Cup or football World Cup. That match is important. The whole world. Here, 100 events.
Simultaneously are going on, and it's different. A different sport for different country is going to be important, so you don't know.
Then first day of diving, there are 2 of us. So one guy tells me, there are 2 of us. We go up and shoot from top. It's okay.
From the springboard.
From top. I show the picture. So you are right on top of the divers. So that means you can't carry anything with you, because it falls, you will be the newsmaker. A Chinese diver injured by Indian photographer or something like that, So you can't carry extra battery, you can't carry extra card, nothing. The camera with the card in it. They tie you up from 6 o'clock to 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock I come down. So I send the pictures. No need, I've sent all the pictures. What do you mean you send all the pictures? What about my pictures? I've been 4 hours there, hanging from there. So next day again he tells me, this other, okay, go up. I said, no, today you go up. Well, I'll still. It's a nice experience, but I'm not too interested. They told me next Olympics, I don't think.
Right. You mentioned about what do you call the 100-meter race, and then you can't be in the frame, only cameras are basically there.
The camera, see, when they're 100 meters, they come running straight,
right?
Then there's a curve. If you go straight up ahead, there are no photographers, they're cameras. And behind the camera, there are photographers. Then another level, there are photographers. There are photographers everywhere. Okay. And it's so fast, by the time Usain Bolt will start running, by the time finishes, pictures are going. Editor's table, it's so fast.
Oh.
And
because, you run in 9 seconds.
That's the only event. See, we have a media center.
Right.
But for 100 meters, the media center is in the stadium, in the crowd, among there. So by the time the caption is ready, everything is ready. Can you imagine the competition between AP, FP writers on time? We have competed on time. Time is a very big factor, which is not in newspapers, but in agencies it is. Who sends first? Same pictures. Who sends first? So by the time they're running, the pictures are going.
No, so tell me one thing. Now, all 3 agencies are sending that picture of Usain Bolt, obviously making that world record running. It goes to the same newspapers, same magazines all across the world, and then whichever reaches first is the one that gets picked up, or which is going to be the best is
that will happen later.
Okay.
See, that will happen later. Which is the best, they'll replace it.
Right.
But the first one will be the one who sent the first. But again, the difference will be few seconds. Few seconds.
Great having this conversation with both of you, because there's so much that we discussed. Primarily, of course, about cricket, and in general, thoda end mein we obviously have discussed a lot about sports photography as well. But you mentioned as well, Arko, that cricket photography or cricket is one aspect of photography which obviously we cover a lot as India. How is it that we can probably globally export ourselves as photographers to a lot of other sports or at a global stage?
See, it's so predictable almost that if some Indian kid wants to take up sports, it'll be cricket.
Right.
And if someone wants to take up photography, sports, it'll be cricket photography. We should change that. If you want to be a sports photographer, why be restricted to India? Right? So be global. And you should be a sports photographer who covers everything, right? And you should be out of a comfort zone. See, cricket was something, I'm sure he must be, and I was complacent about it. After a while, it was, it was in our comfort zone. Going to Olympics and suddenly facing completely new sports photographers, new challenges, and you have to adapt, no time to adapt. And when there you get something new, something innovative, that is much more satisfying than something you're doing for 10 years, 20 years.
Right.
So I realized that, to be a sports photographer, you have to do all sports, not just cricket.
Right.
Right? And, why do you have to take up only cricket if you want to be a sports person? Badminton, tennis. Similarly, in sports photography, you should do all sports. And when globally, see, an Indian sports photography means cricket. But if you take Getty, you have photographers from Australia, from UK, and they're covering every other sport. Why should not Indian photographers be part of that? So I think they should train themselves, go to schools, colleges, cover badminton, cover tennis, cover basketball,
cover other sports as well.
Not just cricket, So that's being traditional. 50 years ago, also cricket photography, now also you're doing cricket. Cricket is, of course, the main thing here, but there are others also. If you want to be a sports photographer, you should not be just a cricket
Especially if you want to be available to go on a global stage to either cover the Olympics or like with agencies. If I think you want them to look at you as a potential candidate who can be sent, it has to be...
it's time Indian photographers, sports photographers are there at a global stage. Not just domestically unknown by people outside and just covering cricket. They should be global photographers, sports photographers, which globally youngsters can look up to and follow. Indian photographers.
Right. But aren't you guys examples of those already? You have already shot at Olympics, you guys have shot at world stages, you guys have covered like a plethora of events.
Privileged. You both are just privileged. We're lucky and privileged, and we work very hard also. Okay, we work very hard. Use our head. And I said we did everything innovative. That is why I think we were there. We're not just there just as
because I want to add up there, because before I came into cricket photography and before I met him on the ground, the images what we used to see in the newspapers were very, very flat, like, it has umpire as well in the frame and it has a batsman as well in the frame, and very boring kind of image, not many action images used to come out, and that led to me as well, like, I can't just shoot those kind of images, so
you want to shoot something different.
And learning from like learning from him as well on the ground, being a competitor, it has to be an action, So I think that's where we break the barrier as well,
And there's no, examples to follow or someone to emulate. We just from our own head, because no one else.
You became examples
in Chennai, covering all that. I was just my own head. There's no internet, nothing to see.
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
I was covering my first match, as I told you, that West Indies match, and then there's lunchtime. There were 2 catches. I missed both. One was in slip somewhere, and one was far away. So I was new to it, and manual focus. So they have the newspaper. Having lunch, I've not taken them on the newspaper. They have the photographer from there. So I just went and asked him, almost expecting he'll say no. Did you get that picture? Yes.
He said yes.
So, wow, tremendous photographer. What was the other one?
That also,
Either I'm the world's worst photographer, he is the best one.
He's the best
The next day I saw, how can you miss? You got the entire ground in the
entire
picture.
ground is...
And completely non-dramatic. See, dive, jumping looks nice from ground level, because you see the height. From top, it's grass behind. But you cannot miss a picture, no problem focusing. Suddenly the focus will not go on the audience because it's the ground.
So they had like 4 players in the frame, and then
it's a picture which is a wide angle, which has everything in it.
Earlier days, in a magazine, one magazine only, if you see sports photographs, I can tell you which is shot by international pictures, which is Indian, by simply the quality. Indian means 10 players. a moment is out of focus, background, nice drama, APFP writers, international picture.
Yeah.
I think we both can take credit of bringing that to India, that quality, and perhaps surpassing that, So
great. All right. I mean, I hope all of people at home as well do get to watch and learn from this conversation. I want to thank you guys for doing this, having this lovely conversation, because with this conversation, I actually went back in time and in memory lane, remembering so many of these interesting pictures, some of these iconic moments as well. And again, like, I'm someone who I feel lives for sports. Apart outside my day job,
we love sports too.
Exactly.
Sports photographer also loves
exactly.
sports,
yeah, which is what. So that's the reason why there's like so much of excitement whenever I talk about stuff like this. And so thank you so much for doing this.
It was our pleasure.
And
Thank you very much.
I hope you guys also had fun.
Thank you so much for bringing
Absolutely.
us here. And I hope we share all of our ideas,
Right.
And experience. And
Yes.
I think we gave the real inputs, and I think we expect anyone who's listening to this can use these inputs and
Absolutely.
ideas and come up with a great career ahead.
Great. All right. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Guys. Thanks.
For giving us this platform to share our views.
Thank you. Thanks, Arko. Pleasure.